Chapter 1, The 99th Proposal. As dusk fell, I once again arrived at the sports field of Nanchang University, ready to make my 99th marriage proposal to Xia Shiran. Following a shout of "Hey everyone, look, Jiang Mai has come to the field to propose to the campus belle Xia again," the attention of other students was instantly drawn to the scene. Again? This must be his 99th proposal. How can he still not give up? What perseverance! Proposing at exactly 8 p.m. every single day without fail, rain or shine. He must really adore campus belle Xia. A group of people hurried toward the playground, fearing they might miss the exciting spectacle. By now, the playground had been transformed by my romantic setup. Pink rose petals and balloons carpeted the rubber track, with candles arranged in heart shapes all around. I stood waiting, holding a bouquet of roses. My neatly styled black hair, sharp yet refined features, and the loosely worn white shirt draped over my tall, slender frame made me stand out. Under the moonlight, I shone brilliantly. Amid the whispers of the crowd, I remained indifferent, holding my head high without arrogance or humility. Many girls stole glances at me, drawn by my appearance, their faces flushing with shyness. A girl said dreamily, "Why does Jiang Mai seem to be getting handsomer lately? I really hope this proposal of his fails, maybe then I'll have a chance." A nearby guy poured cold water on her fantasy. "Keep dreaming. He's a hopeless romantic, totally devoted to campus belle Xia. There's no way he'd ever shift his affections." Another guy chimed in, "Hopeless romantic? More like a simp." Even though they were betrothed as children, campus belle Xia clearly isn't interested in him. Why else would she reject Jiang Mai's proposal so many times? I bet Jiang Mai will get rejected again this time and have to start planning his 100th proposal. The girls all sighed and shook their heads in pity, thinking that despite my good looks and academic achievements, I was just stubbornly fixated on Xia Shiran. As everyone was chatting, an excited voice shouted from the back, "School belle Xia is here." All eyes turned to the entrance of the playground. There, Xia Shiran appeared, surrounded by her 3 closest friends. She was one of the 4 most beautiful girls in the school, with waist-length hair, an oval face delicate and serene, and clear, luminous eyes. Dressed in form-fitting light purple athletic wear, her graceful figure was accentuated with every step, exuding enchantment. Seeing Xia Shiran appear, I couldn't help but smirk. It was finally time for the 99th proposal. Without hesitation, I strode forward, knelt on one knee under the gaze of the crowd, offered flowers with my left hand, and with my right, pulled out a red velvet ring box and swiftly opened it to reveal a dazzling DR diamond ring. My smooth, practiced movements made the girls around us swoon, yet Xia Shiran remained as calm as still water. My jet-black eyes filled with determination as I declared loudly to her, "This is my 99th marriage proposal to you. I've skipped confessing my love and gone straight to proposing because I want to pursue a relationship with you that has marriage as its ultimate goal. Many things grow tiresome after looking at them for too long, but you're the only one I find more endearing the longer I gaze upon you. I've never liked a girl this much before. You've broken all my rules. I'm someone who loses interest easily, never sticking with anything for long, yet I persisted in proposing to you 99 times. You've stolen so many of my firsts. The first time I wrote poetry for someone, the first time I learned to cook for someone, the first time I waited outside a girl's dorm to deliver breakfast, the first time I punctually counted down the minutes just to see someone." As I spoke, my eyes shone with tenderness, and many of the girls around us were moved to tears. My eyes gleamed as I shouted to her, "Xia Shiran, will you marry me? I want the gentle flow of time to be with you, the daily routines of life to be with you, growing old together to be with you, every moment from now until the end of my days. I want it all to be you. I wish the kite had wind, the dolphin had the sea, and I could have you." My confession echoed across the playground, sparking whispers among the crowd. Someone murmured, "Surely she'll say yes this time." Jiang Mai nearly moved me to tears. "This is a DR diamond ring, meant to be given only once in a lifetime. How romantic. Surely campus belle Xia will wear it." You girls really don't understand campus belle Xia. If she were willing, she'd have worn it long ago. Why would she reject him 98 times otherwise? Absolutely no way. I didn't care a whit about the gossip, gazing at her ardently as I waited for an answer. Xia Shiran furrowed her brow and calmly said, "That's it?" "Yes." I watched as she stepped closer, my body temperature rising and heart rate quickening. Was she finally agreeing this time? The onlookers grew even more excited. Someone shouted, "Heavens, is this a marriage proposal? Are we about to witness the first married couple from our faculty?" Those who said it wouldn't happen better step forward now. "Wait till I beat you up. Jiang Mai is incredibly handsome and totally devoted. Xia Shiran must have said yes." Chapter 2, Activating the God of Wealth System. I raised a smile, looking at Xia Shiran with adoration in my eyes as she stood inches away. She glanced coolly at the diamond ring I held suspended in the air and said, "You can move aside now. You're blocking my running path." My smile froze instantly as a cold gust seemed to sweep through. She indifferently put on her earphones and brushed past my shoulder, starting to jog around the track. The crowd erupted in shock. Someone asked, "What just happened? Did class belle Xia reject him? Someone as perfect as Jiang Mai, why would she turn him down?" Even Xia Shiran's close friends seemed uncomfortable, but they quickly rushed after her. The students who had gathered for the spectacle, seeing my failed proposal, began to gloat. They thought Xiaoxiran, as both the top student and campus beauty with endless suitors, had no reason to settle down so soon. A sharp sense of heartbreak tore through me, and my eyes reddened in an instant. The first time I proposed, I was inexperienced, naive, and clumsy. After 99 proposals, I'd maxed out my experience points only to fail again. Each repetition of this agony was excruciating. At this very moment, a system notification echoed in my mind. Ding dong, congratulations, host, for completing the 99th marriage proposal mission. You have now successfully bound the refuse to be a kept man's system. A man should strive for self-improvement and aim to become a tycoon. Only after entering university did I realize that the fiancé tied to me by a childhood betrothal was none other than Xiaoxiran, the girl I'd had a crush on for so long. Now bound by the refuse to be a kept man's system, the activation condition turned out to be proposing 99 times. Truth be told, I wasn't interested in the system back then. I just wanted to marry Xiaoxiran and bring her home, which was why I kept proposing. Never did I expect that even after 99 proposals, she'd still reject me, triggering the system's activation instead. Perhaps this was fate's arrangement. From then on, I swore off love and decided to rise from the ashes with the system's help. Just then, thunder rumbled in the sky, and dark clouds loomed ominously. Raindrops as big as beans came pattering down from the sky while everyone else rushed for cover, leaving me completely drenched like a drowned rat. At that moment, Xiaoxiran, who was jogging at night with her best friends, dashed to a nearby awning the instant it started raining. As she wiped rainwater from her face with a tissue, her friend Yuan exclaimed, "Why hasn't Jiang Mai left yet?" Xiaoxiran's heart trembled, and she immediately looked over. There on the rubber track, I stood alone and desolate, raindrops falling on my dark hair and gradually soaking through my white shirt. Yet I simply lowered my eyelids without a word, making no move to escape the rain. Xiaoxiran's lips parted visibly in distress. She seemed about to rush over, but the bespectacled girl beside her held her back. "Xiran, you're not actually going to meet him, are you?" Xiaoxiran's eyes were full of concern, "But we can't just let him stand there in the rain like a fool. If you go to him now, doesn't that mean accepting his proposal? Don't be naive. You can't abandon your future for love. You're a model student aiming for Peking University's postgraduate recommendation. If you settle down to be a wife and mother now, what about your studies? Didn't you say you wanted to become a female postdoctoral researcher?" The bespectacled girl said sternly. Xiaoxiran clenched her lips tightly, her emotions in turmoil. "But I think being a good wife and mother isn't so bad. At least you get to be with the one you love." "Xiran, do you like Jiang Mai?" Yuan asked. I don't know," Xiaoxiran stammered, her face flushing instantly. "I've never been in love before." Since childhood, Xiaoxiran had been the epitome of a well-behaved girl, her mind preoccupied with scoring top marks and being a role model so others would like her. When it came to understanding how to love someone, she was completely inexperienced. Liking someone makes your face flush and heart race, you long to see them every day. Their sadness pains you, their joy lifts you up. Have you ever felt this way? Prompted by Yuan, Xiaoxiran fell into reminiscence. Whenever she saw me, her skin would flush red, too shy to even touch me when standing close, yet missing me nightly when apart. Seeing my desolate loneliness pained her heart too. "I like him, I'm going to find him." Realizing her feelings, Xiaoxiran bubbled with excitement. But glasses girl through cold water. Liking someone and building a life with them are entirely different. Starting romance now will affect your studies and jeopardize your future. Aren't you afraid of regretting it later? Xiaoxiran, who had been about to run toward me, suddenly stopped in her tracks, overwhelmed by pressure. Love or studies, which one was truly more important? If she chose love over academics, would she regret it later? Biting her lower lip, Xiaoxiran hesitated for a few seconds before walking over to her best friend and saying with difficulty, "Let's go back to the dorm." Yuan was astonished. "Aren't you going to find him anymore? The list for graduate school recommendations will be finalized soon." "I don't want anything to go wrong at this point," Xiaoxiran said, taking a deep breath. Everyone except the glasses girl felt it was a shame. How regrettable to let youth pass without experiencing a passionate romance. Besides, I was handsome and tall, and devoted to Xiaoxiran. Was getting into grad school really that appealing? Better than love? But once Xiaoxiran made up her mind, no one could change it. No matter how much everyone lamented, they could only follow her back to the dormitory. Suddenly, Yuan exclaimed, "Isn't that the icy campus bell? She's actually there." Xiaoxiran followed Yuan's pointing finger. In the pouring rain, the downpour grew heavier. My wet hair dripped with water, my body cold, my heart even colder. The heavy rain blurred my vision when suddenly something shielded my head, leaving only the sound of raindrops tapping on an umbrella in my ears. "Don't get wet, you'll catch a cold." A melodious voice sounded. My heart trembled as I immediately looked up. Against the night sky, a slender figure stood before me. Her deep brown hair cascaded to her waist, its texture visibly luxurious. But more striking than her hair was that breathtaking beauty. Her skin, whiter than ivory, framed pale blue eyes so clear and pure that a single blink could set one's heart aflutter. She wore a white JK-style shirt with slightly open collars, revealing her swan-like slender neck and delicate collarbones. A black velvet ribbon adorned her neck, while the alluring curves of her cleavage disappeared beneath the shirt. Under the plaid mini-skirt, her waistline was graceful, paired with a pair of straight, long, and fair legs that looked supple and radiant, their shape absolutely perfect. Yet her overall demeanor was cold, her pretty brows and eyes carrying a frosty air. I was stunned. Why would Lang Ruoli, the top beauty among the 4 campus belles, be holding an umbrella for me? Lang Ruoli was a transfer student, breathtakingly beautiful yet icy in demeanor. She craved solitude, always sitting alone in the corner, but her stunning looks and perfect figure made her the goddess of every boy's dreams, drawing attention wherever she went. I'd heard male classmates gush about her excitedly and had seen her myself, but my heart belonged solely to Xiaoshiran. Lang Ruoli might be beautiful, but back then, Xiaoshiran was the only one I saw, so naturally, she didn't register on my radar. Yet now, here she was, holding an umbrella for me? Not only was I shocked, but even Xiaoshiran and the others were stunned. Yuan exclaimed in surprise, why is Lang Ruoli here? Do the two of them know each other? The number of guys chasing Lang Ruoli is as countless as the hairs on an ox, yet she ignores them all and has never been seen actively approaching anyone. She boldly speculated, could it be that Lang Ruoli likes Jiang Mai? As these words were spoken, Xiaoshiran's heart felt as if it had been struck hard. She watched us not far away, and the scene stung her eyes. Xiaoshiran had always believed she was decent looking and came from an alright family, but upon seeing Lang Ruoli, she admitted there's always someone better. Lang Ruoli's skin was fairer, her figure better, her grades superior, with a slim waist, long legs, and a fuller bust. Her family background was also far superior. Lang Ruoli was the heiress of a financial conglomerate, her family owning over 50 companies. Her father had donated buildings and sports facilities to the school, and even opened a private dining hall exclusively for her. If Lang Ruoli took a liking to me, what could Xiaoshiran possibly compare? She'd be completely overshadowed. Lang Ruoli was flawlessly perfect. Xiaoshiran watched Lang Ruoli with jealousy, noticing she wasn't as icy as usual. Her gaze had softened considerably. Though unaware of our conversation, she only saw Lang Ruoli's face growing redder by the moment. Could she actually like me? At this moment, Lang Ruoli gazed at my handsome face, her heart pounding wildly. Nervous, she said, let's go, the rain is getting heavier. Lang Ruoli, why are you holding the umbrella for me? Could it be that you? I glanced at her beautiful face and changed my question. Knew me before? Originally, I wanted to ask if she liked me, but it felt too abrupt. What if she said no? Wouldn't that make me seem narcissistic? Besides, Lang Ruoli was so popular, surrounded by countless admirers. We barely had any interaction. How could she possibly have a crush on me? Lang Ruoli blinked her large eyes repeatedly, her delicate face nervous and shy as she glanced at my shoulder. My thin shirt was soaked by the rain, faintly revealing a hideous wound. Lang Ruoli immediately felt guilty. After all this time, the wound had still left a scar. This time, what she owed me must be repaid. Lang Ruoli approached step by step, lifting her face as she said earnestly, I came to return the umbrella. Return the umbrella? Yes, returning the umbrella. Last weekend, when I forgot mine, you ran down to give me yours. Lang Ruoli caught a whiff of my fresh scent, her cheeks flushing pink. Thank you. It finally dawned on me, so it was you. Last weekend, I went downstairs and saw a girl caught in the rain. Since I happened to have an extra umbrella, I handed it to her. I hadn't thought much about it then. I would have lent the umbrella to anyone, man or woman. Couldn't just let someone get soaked like a drowned rat. I didn't realize that girl was Lang Ruoli at all. After all, she was wearing a medical mask and a black beret at the time, completely indistinguishable. She looked at me sincerely and said, I'm sorry, I came in a hurry and only brought one umbrella. Let me walk you to the men's dorm first. I could tell she was nervous, afraid I might refuse. As the rain grew heavier, even her hair was getting damp. I stopped hesitating and simply said, let's go. The umbrella was too small for 2 people, so I tilted most of it toward her to keep her dry. As we started walking, I felt a gentle tug on my shirt sleeve. She lifted her glistening eyes and whispered, you can move closer, it's alright. Then she even took the initiative to hold my hand that was holding the umbrella. This was my first time holding a girl's hand, soft, smooth, and fair, and my heart instantly turned chaotic, beating absurdly fast. Unaccustomed to such contact and worried she might feel compromised, I awkwardly withdrew my hand and said, alright, I'll listen to you. Lang Ruoli stared at me, her face flushed red, eyes brimming with infatuation, a scene Xiaoshiran witnessed clearly. Xiaoshiran's eyes reddened immediately. Not long ago, I had proposed to her, yet now Lang Ruoli was actively holding an umbrella over me, and the two of us standing together looked strangely harmonious. As she watched me walk in her direction, her confidence returned. She believed that since I had proposed to her 99 times, it proved I only liked her. What did it matter if Lang Ruoli had feelings for me? With her chin raised proudly, she waited for me to explain that there was nothing between Lang Ruoli and me, and to declare that she was the only one in my heart. But her expectations were mistaken. I coldly withdrew my gaze and walked past her with Ruoli Lang in the opposite direction. She was deeply wounded, her eyes vacant, her red lips trembling as she murmured, "Why did he leave?" Her best friend hurried to comfort her, "Shiran, don't overthink it. He probably didn't see you, otherwise, he wouldn't have just walked away like that." Yeah, the rain picked up. He must have been in a hurry to take shelter. But Yuan poured cold water on her hopes, but he proposed to Shiran 99 times, and she kept refusing every single one. He must be heartbroken. Now that the campus belle Lang is showing interest, who knows? She might take advantage. Xiaoshiran's face paled, weighed down with worry. Defiant, she insisted, "That's impossible. Tomorrow at this time, he'll definitely be back to propose for the 100th time." Girl with glasses asked, "If he comes to propose for the 100th time, will you still reject him?" "No, I won't. I want to be with him." Xiaoshiran realized my importance, believing that love is as significant as studying, and she didn't want to miss out anymore. Truth be told, I had seen Xiaoshiran long before, but thinking of her indifference, my heart grew cold and indifferent. Loneliness isn't so bad after all. Why lose one's pride? I'll no longer degrade myself, offering my dignity for her to trample upon. Paying attention to her had become a habit, but this time, disregarding her exhausted nearly all my courage. Yet, I finally managed to do it. After escorting Ling Ruoli to the women's dormitory, I said gratefully, "Thank you for today." She tentatively asked, "Are you okay?" Seeing my haggard and exhausted face, her heart ached for me. How she wished the one I loved was her. She wouldn't need 99 marriage proposals, just one, and she'd marry me. I forced a smile. "Of course I'm fine. I'm an indestructible cockroach." She managed to squeeze out a faint smile. I nodded faintly and said, "I'll be going now," then ran off into the rain with my umbrella. Watching my figure disappear, Ling Ruoli felt both joy and worry. Joy because my proposal had failed, she still had a chance. Worry because she didn't want to see me keep getting hurt. Before, it was me who protected her, now it was her turn to protect me. At this moment, a system notification chimed, "Congratulations, host. You have successfully checked in at the dormitory and received 1 million renminbi." Watching the balance panel reflect the deposit of 1 million, I realized this system was even more profitable than I'd imagined. Truly, while love life may fail, little money comes to soothe the soul. Closing my umbrella and wringing the water from my clothes, I hurried back to the dorm. The moment I stepped inside, the stench hit me. Pinching my nose, I recoiled. Holy crap. Did the school's septic tank explode? It reeks. I found my 3 roommates gathered around a small stool, boiling lawasifen to eat. The smell was so vile it made breathing difficult. Old he snorted, "What stink? It's fragrant as hell. One bite and you'll feel like a god. Too bad you don't have the taste for it," missing out on the joy. Chingu, also known as Little White Pigeon, who was slurping noodles, noticed how drenched I was. He immediately jumped up from the stool and rushed to the balcony to collect laundry. "Oh shit, it's raining. My underwear's still hanging out there." I said angrily, "Forget you, little white dove. I thought you'd actually care about me, but turns out your damn underwear is more important." The little white dove retorted confidently while gathering his underwear. "What else am I supposed to wear if I don't collect them? Go streaking? Besides, it's not like you've never been rained on before." I rolled up my sleeves, ready to teach him a lesson, but our dorm leader, Kaizi, quickly tossed me a towel and said, "Hurry up and dry yourself off, then change your clothes. You'll really catch a cold otherwise." I chuckled and said, "Now that's what I call brotherly love, Kaizi." The little white dove chirped, "I've been decent to you too, see? Knowing you didn't have dinner and don't like snail noodles, I specially went to the canteen to get you a meal. It's still warm. Got your favorite preserved vegetable braised pork too. Expensive stuff. Costs 6 yuan per portion." I looked and saw there really was a lunchbox on the table, feeling quite touched. Though these 3 might be careless and tactless, they all have sharp tongues but hearts of tofu, kind-hearted despite harsh words. I dried my hair, changed into clean clothes and threw the dirty ones into the laundry basket, planning to take them to the laundromat tomorrow. Old he asked curiously, "Musy, didn't you have an umbrella? How'd you still get soaked?" I sighed, "It's a long story." The little white dove said, "To put it simply, he got rejected by the campus beauty Xia again. Why else would he be standing in the rain?" The mention of Xiaoshiran sent a dull ache through my heart. I walked over and gave little white dove a heavy slap on the back, grinding my teeth as I said, "If you can eat, then don't speak." Little white dove nearly choked. Kai spoke earnestly, "Musy, listen to your big brother's advice. Nothing in this world is difficult for one who doesn't insist. If this one doesn't work out, we'll just switch to another girl. After all, there are so many who adore you." Old he said, "Everyone in our dorm has a girlfriend except you. You're dragging down our relationship success rate." Little white dove nodded, "That's right. They say the distance between a man chasing a woman is like a mountain. Yours must be Mount Everest. You've proposed 99 times and she still won't budge. Do you want to graduate still being a lone wolf?" I opened my lunchbox and started eating, pretending everything was fine, What's wrong with being a lone wolf? With no woman in your heart, your sword swings with divine ease. After these 99 proposals, I've come to realize. I used to think others would turn back when they hit a wall, but I wanted to tear it down. Now I see I was wrong. You can't even push a wall unless others let you. Xiaoshiran clearly didn't feel the same way. When I got drenched in the rain, she remained indifferent, and when I burned my hand cooking for her, she barely gave it a passing glance. I proposed 99 times because I didn't want to regret not giving it my all later on. Now I've decided to stop, not because I lack persistence, but because I refuse to humiliate myself any further. I've drunk the strongest liquor and loved the worst person. I never looked back before, and I won't settle for less going forward. Today, after I finished telling my roommates the whole story, all three of them let out long sighs. Honestly, I know they feel for me, watching me get trampled over and over by Campus Belsia, yet still clinging to my one-sided devotion. To them, Campus Belsia's only merits are her pretty face, good grades, and decent family background, hardly worthy of me. But love isn't something that just disappears because outsiders disapprove. They were probably all praying in their hearts that when I propose for the 100th time tomorrow, the campus beauty Xia would go a little easier on me. When women torment me, my bros naturally compensate by being extra kind. He placed the spicy chicken drumstick he'd been saving on my desk and said, "Here, Musi, eat up tonight, just for you." Little White Dove said, "Sorry about this time, your snail rice noodles has extra pickled bamboo shoots. Next time I promise not to add them." Kaiser chimed in, "Here, I made you some 999 cold remedy granules, don't catch a real cold or our whole dorm will suffer." Their overly solicitous expressions made me suddenly burst out laughing. "What shady thing did you guys do this time?" I asked. Little White Dove spat out, "Bullshit, we just used your LOL account to lose 10 matches in a row." I exploded on hearing that. "Little White Pigeon, you asking for a beating?" He replied, "Just kidding, look how mad you got. I've spent all my damn time making Luosafen. When would I have time to log into your account?" I laughed and cursed. "Alright, you guys hurry up and finish that Luosafen, open the damn windows, this stench is making me sick. Feels like we're eating a goddamn Luosafen lunchbox." Little White Pigeon cheekily offered me a slurp of noodles. "Come on, try it, heavenly taste." I snapped back, "Damn it, I'll kick your ass if you don't scram, get lost." He said, "Why so fierce? I barely have enough for myself, yet I'm sharing with you," then happily went back to slurping his noodles. I smiled as I ate, the gloom of being rejected gradually fading away amid the banter with the brothers. At this moment, the system panel notifications kept chiming incessantly. "Congratulations on successfully checking in at the dormitory. You have received 500,000 renminbi. Congratulations on checking in at the dormitory for 5 minutes. You have received 100,000 renminbi. Congratulations on checking in at the dormitory for 10 minutes. You have received 200,000 renminbi and a bonus lottery draw." A lottery. Now that really piques my interest, let's see what I can win. I immediately start clicking the draw button, and soon, prizes appear on the lottery screen. "Congratulations, host. You have won a brand new iPhone 13 Pro Max, which has now been placed in your drawer. Please check and confirm receipt." The system not only gives money but also gifts phones? And this phone is exactly what I need. My old one lags so badly and has such little storage. I was planning to buy a new one during the Double 11 sales, but with this system, I don't need to anymore. At first glance, it's a genuine iPhone, 512 gigabytes, no less. The system even has the decency to provide an authentic one. After swapping out the SIM card, I start using the new phone right away. Gaming on it is so much smoother now. I shouted, come on, let's team up," intending to play a game to soothe my wounded soul. Lauhi was holding his phone when he caught sight of my new device and froze, visibly surprised. "When did you get an Apple phone, and the latest 13 at that?" "Muzi, don't tell me you got triggered and started spending beyond your means?" Kai Z turned serious. "You didn't take out any online loans, did you? That's something you can't touch." Little White Dove took my phone and fiddled with it, saying, "From Huiqiangbai?" I snapped, "Screw you. What's wrong with me having a decent phone?" "Don't worry, I didn't take out any online loans, I'm just upgrading my phone." Why's everyone getting so worked up? Hearing my words, they finally let out a sigh of relief. Little White Dove cheered, come on, let's team up and crush some noobs. I'm gonna dominate the match." So we started gaming in a party, and I got pretty lucky, went on a winning streak for several matches in a row, and I was even MVP. While we were staying up all night in the gaming world, Xiaoshiran was tossing and turning in bed, unable to sleep. Her mind was flooded with images of me and Leng Ruoli together earlier, and she kept wondering if I was mad at her and giving her the cold shoulder. But then she thought it impossible, reasoning that this wasn't the first time she had rejected me. No matter how far she ran, I would surely be waiting right where she left me. The next night, at 7:58, I was in the classroom. A few guys from the design department had gathered around, placing bets. "Come on, let's bet whether the guy's 100th confession today will work." Minimum stake is 100. Someone put down 300, betting I'd fail. Another wagered 500, saying Xiaoxiran and I were hopeless. Others went even higher, 800, 1,000. The buzzed head guy thought for a moment and said, I'll bet $100. What if Xiaoxiran actually agrees? After all, they do have a marriage arrangement. This drew laughter, with people saying the childhood betrothal was just a joke between the two families and mocking him for taking it seriously. I walked over, slammed a stack of 100 yuan bills on the table, and declared, I bet he won't show up at all. The guy's eyes widened, so much cash, and betting that I wouldn't go. They thought someone like me, so infatuated with campus beauty Xia, would definitely propose. Someone tried to persuade me to change my mind. I coldly replied, no need, I'll win this. The crowd gasped in surprise. With 8 o'clock approaching, here I was in the classroom instead of making a confession on the sports field, utterly defying expectations. The buzzed head guy warned me, Jiang Mai, did you check the time wrong? There's only 1 minute left till 8. I replied calmly, no mistake. I'm here to study. With that, I waved my textbook in the air. I glanced up at the clock on the wall and said, it's 8 o'clock, so I win. I swept all the cash on the table over to my side. What an absolute jackpot. Actually, I had originally come to the classroom to study for the CET4 exam. Never imagined I'd stumble upon such good fortune. Finding a quiet seat, a system notification popped up. Congratulations, host, for successfully checking into the study hall. You've been awarded 1 million renminbi and are now gifted with 20 luck points. Opening my textbook, I started reading. My grades have always been decent, but terribly unbalanced English has always been my Achilles heel. I've never understood why Chinese people must study English. Wouldn't it be better to promote our own language? The most annoying part is needing to pass CET4 to graduate from university. Last year I memorized my English teacher's test-taking mantra. When 3 options are long and 1 short, pick the shortest. When 3 are short and 1 long, choose the longest. When 2 are long and 2 short, always choose B. When all options are equally long or short, go with A. If lengths vary wildly, pick D. When unevenness prevails, C reigns supreme. Rely mainly on copying, supplement with guessing. Combine both methods and passing is guaranteed. Yet I only scored 30 points. This year, I'm determined to redeem myself by passing the CET4 exam. The guys nearby were stunned seeing me like this. When did I become so studious? Had I forgotten about campus bell Xia? Most importantly, I'd already tricked them out of all their money. As they say, the longest road they've ever walked was the one paved with my schemes. Right then, Xiaoxiran arrived early at the sports field with her 3 best friends, surrounded by curious onlookers. Some busybody even started live streaming, announcing to viewers, our school's resident Casanova is about to make his 100th marriage proposal to the campus belle after 99 rejections. Hit the double tap for 666 and keep the live stream hype going. He's arriving any minute now. The live stream viewer count kept climbing, yet I never showed up. At the proposal set up on the sports field, my continued absence wasn't just frustrating the crowd, even Xiaoxiran was growing visibly anxious. She kept glancing around, desperately searching for my familiar towering figure to appear. Her mind swirled with worry. Why hadn't I come? I was always so punctual about everything. Yuan noticed Xiaoxiran's distress and quickly reassured her. Just wait a bit longer, maybe something came up for him. The spectacled girl chimed in, right. He probably fell asleep by accident or mixed up the time. I'm sure he's rushing here right now. I've already proposed 99 times, what's one more? Hearing their words, Xiaoxiran's heart settled somewhat. She thought to herself, how could I not come? I should be more patient. After tonight, she and I will truly be husband and wife. The mere thought of soon walking hand in hand with me into the wedding hall made Xiaoxiran's cheeks flush crimson. But as time ticked by, the weather grew colder, and the onlookers, growing impatient and seeing that I still hadn't appeared, were utterly disappointed. Let's go, let's go. Jiang Mai isn't coming, no show to watch here. I'm going back to bury myself in my blankets, freezing my ass off here. Couldn't he at least have told us he wasn't coming? Did Jiang Mai really give up, or is he planning to confess later? He should have let us know beforehand instead of making us wait here for nothing. The crowd of students who had gathered began dispersing, each heading their own way. Soon only Xiaoxiran and her friends remained on the sports field. The icy wind howled around them, turning Xiaoxiran's delicate cheeks bright red and tinting the tip of her nose pink as she huddled against the cold. Yuan trembled uncontrollably, instinctively turning to Xiaoxiran. Xiran, let's go back to the dorm. It's so cold. Tears welled up in Xiaoxiran's eyes as she murmured to herself, couldn't he make it because something came up? Or has he stopped liking her? The group felt equally distressed seeing Xiaoxiran's visibly dejected expression. The round-faced girl comforted her, Xiran, don't be upset. Let's go ask around, there might be undisclosed circumstances. A glimmer of hope returned to Xiaoxiran. Yuan quickly located me after making some phone inquiries. She turned to Xiaoxiran. Xiran, he's in the self-study classroom on the 3rd floor. Let's hurry over and find out what's going on. Okay. Xiaoxiran immediately quickened her pace, eager to see me. Soon, they arrived at the door of the study room. Xiaoxiran spotted me at a glance, sitting with my back to her. Her heart pounded wildly, yet she felt too shy to step forward. After all, she had rejected me so bluntly yesterday, she worried if I was genuinely upset. Go on, you've got this, Yuan cheered Xiaoxiran on. The bespectacled girl added, I'm sure she was just focused on studying and delayed proposing to you. If you approach her now, she'll definitely try to sweet-talk you, maybe even apologize. Only then did Xiaoxiran muster some confidence. Shyly, she murmured, I don't need an apology. I just want her to be willing to be with me. With that, she gathered her courage and walked toward me. I was struggling through my English studies when suddenly the light before me was blocked, casting a shadow over my textbook. Wondering who had arrived, I heard Xiaoxiran's familiar voice. Why didn't you come to the sports field today? I quickly looked up to see Xiaoxiran's breathtaking face, clearly anxious, her hands nervously clutching her skirt. Seeing her, it would be a lie to say my heart didn't flutter. After all, I liked her. But now I realize, liking someone with no future, one must learn restraint. The madness of loving her, the agony of shattered dreams, heartbreak after heartbreak, licking my wounds time and again. I don't want to keep making the same mistake. I don't want to go anymore. I tried to lower my voice, feigning calmness, then continued reading with my head down. Xiaoxiran's lips trembled. She thought I'd be overjoyed to see her coming to me, but I remained utterly impassive, showing no reaction whatsoever, just as she had ignored me in the past. Panic set in. Realizing the shift in my attitude, she grew visibly nervous. Forcing a smile, she asked, Where's your DR engagement ring? What? Bring it out. Today's the day you're supposed to propose to her for the 100th time. Xiaoxiran's strained smile faltered as anxious tears welled up in her eyes. As long as you propose, she'll think about saying yes. Hearing the word consider, my heart sank. On my 100th marriage proposal, I still faced possible rejection, and I couldn't help feeling utterly ridiculous. I took out the DR engagement ring from my pocket. Xiaoxiran's eyes instantly sparkled, itching to slip the ring onto her finger, while her girlfriends in the back row cheered excitedly. Staring at the ring, I spoke slowly. I worked odd jobs for months and pinched pennies to buy this. No matter how exhausting or tough it got, thinking of you wearing it made everything worth it. I carried this ring with me constantly, hoping you'd suddenly change your mind, suddenly say yes. Yet here we are, still waiting. You don't have to take the initiative, but when I do, at least don't just stand there frozen. Just as Xiaoxiran thought the ring was within her grasp, I turned around and threw it straight out the window. The ring flew in a perfect arc, gradually disappearing from her sight. This moment shocked everyone. No one expected the proposal to turn out this way. Xiaoxiran ran to the windowsill in panic but couldn't spot the DR ring. She turned back in disbelief, staring at me standing there proudly. My sharp jawline cast a cold glint, and my thin lips were pressed tightly together. Xiaoxiran's face paled as she clutched her chest and demanded, Why did you throw the ring away? Didn't it belong to her? Did you put it on? I countered. My rhetorical question left her momentarily stunned. Indeed, she wasn't wearing the ring. This ring didn't belong to her. Suppressing the reluctance in my heart, I said, Not just anyone can lose their temper with me. First clarify what our relationship is. Who are you to me? I was prepared to spend a lifetime with you, yet you were always ready to walk away. In that case, I can only say goodbye. Under the astonished gazes of everyone, I domineeringly declared, Xiaoxiran, today I formally break off our engagement. With that, I picked up the book on the table and strode out with firm steps. The bespectacled girl grabbed my wrist and asked angrily, Jiang Mai, are you joking? Xiran finally swallowed her pride to come see you, and this is how heartlessly you treat her. The heartless one is her. Didn't I swallow my pride too when I went to find her? I shook off her hand and retorted angrily, I'm human too. I feel heartache, I cry too. I used to be foolish, but now I want to live with dignity. I don't want to be foolish anymore. After I left, Xiaoxiran trembled in pain, weakly clutching her chest. Her heart ached terribly. Her close friends quickly rushed to comfort her. Xiran, are you okay? Don't take what he said to heart. It was just anger talking. He's totally faking it. How could he not like you? Xiaoxiran burst into tears, shaking her head and sobbing. I really like him so much. I know, Yuan nodded. He only rejected her once, yet she's in such agony. But she turned him down 99 times. Xiaoxiran clutched her chest, feeling as if her heart might tear apart. How much pain must he have endured? Chapter 7, If you like him, go get him back. My name is Jiang Mai. Recently, Xiaoxiran was crying so sorrowfully, her face wet with tears like pear blossoms in the rain. It was only when her heart was utterly shattered that she realized what she had lost. Biting her cherry-like lips, she said regretfully, I truly regret it. If only I had accepted him sooner. Yuan reminded her, but there's no medicine for regret now. Let's just think about how to make up for it. Xiaoxiran's eyes brimmed with tears as she paused blankly and asked, Make up for it? Exactly. If you like him, then go win him back. Yuan said earnestly. Yes, I'm going to win him back, Xiaoxiran declared, a small flame of determination igniting in her eyes. The bespectacled girl sneered, why should Shiran chase after Jiang Mai? Guys don't like girls who take the initiative at all. They won't cherish them, it's just about playing games. Do you really want to see Shiran get abandoned? Yuan hesitated, then what should we do? Are we just going to watch the Ice Queen chase Jiang Mai successfully? These words sent a shiver down Xia Shiran's spine. She had almost forgotten about Lang Ruoli. Could it be that the Ice Queen said something to Jiang Mai, which is why he didn't come to propose this time? Otherwise, Jiang Mai would have proposed every single day without fail. Xia Shiran bit her lip, hesitating for a long time before making a difficult decision. I need to talk to her. It takes the one who tied the bell to untie it. She wanted to know what Ling Ruoli had said to me that day, the words that changed my thoughts and decisions. At 8:45 in the evening, Xia Shiran knocked on the door of dormitory 502, where Ling Ruoli lived. After waiting a moment, the door opened to reveal Ling Ruoli's impossibly beautiful face, her icy blue eyes staring coldly as she asked, "What do you want?" Xia Shiran was completely intimidated by the other girl's icy aura. Even without makeup, Lang Ruoli looked as exquisitely pretty as a doll. Though Xia Shiran considered herself quite attractive, standing before Lang Ruoli instantly made her feel outmatched. At this thought, disappointment clouded Xia Shiran's eyes. She had never taken the initiative to approach strangers before, let alone a potential love rival. This realization brought a faint blush to her cheeks, and she stammered, "Hello, would it be okay if I came in to talk to you alone?" Lang Ruoli responded with a faint and Xia Shiran stepped inside. Lang Ruoli lived in the most luxurious double room on campus, much more spacious than other dormitories and elegantly decorated, almost resembling a hotel suite. The princess-style bed looked incredibly comfortable. "Speak, what is it?" Lang Ruoli lifted her coffee cup for a delicate sip, her porcelain-like skin radiating an icy chill. Truly the unattainable flower in boys' hearts, the school's ice-cold beauty. After a long hesitation, Xia Shiran finally said, "There have been rumors about you circulating around campus lately. Would you consider addressing them to clear things up?" Xia Shiran flushed crimson. "There's a rumor saying, you like Jiang Mai." "Oh," Lang Ruoli responded softly, then calmly replied, "I should clarify that." Xia Shiran's eyes instantly brightened. If Lang Ruoli was going to clarify, didn't that mean she didn't like him? Phew, thank goodness Lang Ruoli wasn't a romantic rival, otherwise their chances of reconciliation would be slim. But with perfect composure, Lang Ruoli stated, "To clarify, rumor has it correctly. I do like Jiang Mai." Xia Shiran's smile instantly froze on her face as she doubted her own ears. "You like Jiang Mai? Are you serious?" Lang Ruoli declared resolutely, "Yes, I'm absolutely certain. I thought you could make him happy, so I held back my feelings for him, but now I realize you don't even deserve his affection at all." Lang Ruoli could no longer maintain her composure as a mist of tears blurred her vision. Recalling all that had transpired before, she began to weep uncontrollably, her voice breaking with shared sorrow. "He likes you so much. When you had gastroenteritis and couldn't eat cafeteria food, he ran around to all the shops outside campus borrowing kitchens, just to learn how to make kanji for you. And you didn't even take a single sip. When you failed your exam, he sat beside you on the basketball court while you cried, yet you still complained he was meddling. You had a fever, and no one dared to take you to the fever clinic, yet he risked being quarantined to take you to the hospital for treatment and in 4 drip. Why can't you cherish a guy who's treated you so well, so incredibly well?" Lang Ruoli's eyes were swollen from crying. Every time she saw me giving selflessly for Xia Shiran without expecting anything in return, her heart felt like it was being sliced by a knife. Xia Shiran's heart trembled. The details she had previously overlooked now surged into her mind after Lang Ruoli's words. It turns out she had been so cruel to me, yet I had stayed by her side time and time again. She had always taken my kindness for granted, believing it was only natural since I was pursuing her. But someone she treated with indifference might very well be a treasure in someone else's eyes. Xia Shiran gazed at the sobbing Lang Ruoli with complicated emotions. Lang Ruoli's eyes were red as a rabbit's, biting her lower lip stubbornly as she declared, "I'm going to pursue him. I'm going to give him all the happiness you owe him back. No, multiply it tenfold." Xia Shiran's face turned pale in an instant, utterly flustered. Her worst fear had come true. Girls chasing after guys makes them seem cheap. If you pursue him, he'll definitely. Xia Shiran's words were abruptly cut off by Lang Ruoli, who stubbornly countered, "There's no such thing as cheap feelings in love unless you're not truly sincere." Lang Ruoli parted her crimson lips slightly. "In the past, I wasn't brave enough. Now I want to be courageous for my love, just once. What's so embarrassing about a woman pursuing a man?" Her hesitation only existed because by the time she appeared, I was already hopelessly in love with Xia Shiran. But now Lang Ruoli has realized that Xia Shiran would only hurt me. I proposed to Xia Shiran 99 times, and she never dared to show up. But that day, by chance, Lang Ruoli witnessed Xia Shiran's heartlessness and indifference, as well as my desolate appearance in the rain. She couldn't bear to see me get hurt by Xia Shiran anymore. Xia Shiran's heart was struck hard. Feelings are never cheap unless there isn't enough affection. No, she does like me, so why can't she be the one to pursue me this time? Is it about pride or saving face?
I pursued her 99 times, setting aside my dignity to chase her boldly, yet she never gave me even a single chance. Xiaoxiran gazed with mixed emotions at the tearful Lang Ruoli before her, realizing her worst fear had come true. In a fluster, she slammed the door and rushed out. She had urgent, important matters to attend to.
Chapter 8, Xiaoxiran's First Confession.
I returned to the dorm from the study room, and my 3 roommates were either on the phone with their girlfriends or playing video games. Seeing me walk in, they hung up their calls, logged out of their games, and all gathered around me.
The little white dove anxiously said, "Jiang Mai, where have you been? The campus network is blowing up, saying you didn't go propose."
Kaizi nodded. "Yeah, I heard Campus Belle Xia was waiting for you early at the sports field today."
"Surprised? You've got a chance."
Oldie suggested, "Why don't you go see Campus Belle Xia? Who knows, the proposal might just succeed." But I replied with little interest, "No need, I won't propose to her again.
I even threw away the ring."
These words shocked everyone present.
Little white dove immediately placed her hand on my forehead and said, "Are you running a fever? Get lost, I'm perfectly fine." "Then why aren't you proposing? Didn't you like summer beauty so much? And you worked so hard to save up for that ring, how could you just throw it away?"
Throwing away the ring was my way of saying goodbye to my foolish past self. "I won't keep liking her," I said without a change in expression.
"She and I are done. From now on, our paths won't cross again."
Their jaws dropped in shock.
Little white dove asked in astonishment, "Really? Even if she chased after you, you still wouldn't like her?"
He rolled his eyes.
"Don't overthink it. Xiaoxiran is too proud and aloof. She's the famous artistic belle of our school.
There's no way she'd chase after Musi."
Kai let out a deep sigh. "Have you really thought this through?" I said with determination, "Yes.
Even if she chased me, I wouldn't accept her." As soon as he finished speaking, Kaizi's phone rang. He picked it up and found it was Yuan, the head of the student council, calling. Puzzled, he asked, "Hey, what's up?"
I was hanging out with my roommates when Yuan's urgent voice suddenly came through Kaizi's phone. "Is Jiang Mai with you?"
Kaizi replied with a strange expression, "Yeah, he is."
Yuan pressed on, "I don't have his number. Just hand him the phone."
Kai handed me the phone and said, "It's Yuan, our group leader and also Xiaoxia's best friend."
"Not sure what she wants with you." I couldn't help wondering why she'd contact me. Taking the phone, I immediately heard Yuan's urgent voice, "Hey, Jiang Mai, come to the teaching building right away, something's happened."
I was startled, my dark eyes instantly turning intense. Arriving at the building, I found the area pitch black with only a few flashlight beams scanning the grass. Xiaoxiran was crouched low, one hand tucking strands of long hair behind her ear while the other methodically swept the flashlight across every inch of the grass. The sky was drizzling with light rain, and the downpour looked like it was about to intensify. Soon enough, anyone caught in it would be drenched to the bone. Yet Xiaoxiran showed no intention of leaving, still stubbornly searching for something. The 3 girls beside her were frantically pacing in circles.
"Shiran, stop looking. It's too late now, and it's raining. What if you catch a cold from getting soaked?"
"Exactly, the ring's so tiny, and the area's so vast, how could you possibly find it?
It's pitch black around here, and now it's raining too. Can you just stop, please?"
But Xiaoxiran wouldn't listen to reason, saying anxiously, "No, if I don't look for it now, it'll be even harder to find tomorrow.
No matter what, I must find that ring."
This ring was the fruit of my labor, an equivalent to her happiness. She felt she had lost her happiness, so she was determined to retrieve it even if she had to go through fire and water. Her fair, beautiful face was full of determination, her eyes growing weary from searching. Several times she stumbled in the dark, yet she persisted unrelentingly in hunting for the ring. Her best friends were heartbroken watching this, some held umbrellas for her, terrified she might catch a chill. When my roommates and I arrived, we saw Xiaoxiran already drenched from the rain. Biting her stubborn cherry lips, she persistently knelt on the ground, searching for something. My gaze turned icy as I couldn't help but say, "Xiaoxiran, it's raining.
How long are you going to keep this up? Do you want everyone to catch a cold helping you search in this downpour?"
If not for her ridiculous behavior, dragging her entire dorm into searching in the rain and drawing the school administration's attention, I wouldn't have come here at all. Xiaoxiran paused her search when she saw me, her face lighting up with joy. "Jiang Mai, I'm looking for a ring.
Just wait, I'll find it soon. If I can't find it, I'll keep standing in the rain."
After saying this, she lowered her head again to continue searching through the grass. I could already see that her fair and delicate wrists were scratched by branches, with blood continuously flowing, and there were many puncture wounds from thorns on her fingers as well. Yet she seemed completely oblivious to the pain, still determinedly searching for the ring.
My 3 roommates were utterly dumbfounded.
Before this, Xiaoxiran wouldn't have given me the time of day. Nothing I did could spark her interest. Even when I brought out the ring to propose, she wouldn't even glance at it. But now that I've lost one ring, she's acting like she'd risk her life to find it, completely distraught. No matter how others tried to persuade her to go back, she stubbornly insisted, "No, I will find it tonight." Her tearful, glistening eyes stirred pity, and her voice trembled with sobs as she choked out, "If I just find the ring, you'll get back together with me, won't you?" My heart was tangled with mixed emotions. If I'd heard those words before, I might have been overjoyed. But now, listening to them, I just felt a chill inside. Love that comes too late, even a stray dog wouldn't believe in it. Little White Pigeon and the others gazed at the pitiable Xiaoxiran, sensing the heartbreaking sorrow radiating from her. It seemed the campus bell had truly fallen for me, and they were all happy on my behalf. Buddy lightly jabbed my ribs and urged me, "Moo, hurry up and say yes." Little White Pigeon was practically itching to answer for me, pressing, "Don't just stand there, give her an answer." He was utterly envious. Before, he thought my relentless devotion was foolishness, but now he sees my infatuation is justified. "Look, even the iron tree has blossomed." Yet my voice remained icy as I declared, "No, even if you found the ring, we can't go back." The little white dove couldn't believe it. "Jiang Mai, what are you saying? Xiaoxiran is the goddess you've always dreamed of." Even Kaizi couldn't comprehend it. After all my unrequited love for Xiaoxiran, why would I reject her now that she's come back? I told Xiaoxiran coldly, "I've thought it through. We missed our chance. You were free to leave whenever you wanted, but if you think you can come back, sorry, that's impossible." Xiaoxiran's heart felt as if it were being torn apart, her tears glistening as she choked out, "I like you, Jiang Mai. Why could you propose to me 99 times, yet not give me a single chance?" I lowered my eyelids and said resolutely, "I proposed to you 99 times because I wanted to have a clear conscience about my love for you. Now, refusing you is how I stay true to my dignity. Life cannot be rewound, just as my feelings cannot turn back. Missing something means it's gone forever, and I won't have regrets." Xiaoxiran's friends were shocked to see my heartless demeanor. They had also witnessed how I pursued Xiaoxiran. How could a man who once loved her so deeply now so firmly reject her confession? This was the first time Xiaoxiran had truly bared her heart, and the pain was excruciating. Watching her cry so bitterly, tears falling like pearls one by one, her face etched with regret, yet it was too late for remorse. I deliberately ignored her weeping, feigning indifference as I walked toward the men's dormitory, only to hear Xiaoxiran's loud confession from behind. "Jiang Mai, I like you. I'm going to pursue you. In the past, I hurt you 99 times. This time, I'll chase you 100 times, one more than before, so I can face my love without shame." A slight tremor ran down my spine, and I turned to glance at her. Her eyes shimmered with fervor, her gaze solely fixed on me for the first time. It was like a dream come true. Every fantasy scene from the past had suddenly materialized before me. But this time, I've already woken from the dream. Pressing my lips together, I strode coldly and swiftly toward the dormitory. Everyone was still immersed in Xiaoxiran's bold confession. The always serene and artistic Xiaoxiran had now gone mad, vowing to pursue me relentlessly 100 times over. Who would believe such a tale if it were told? Yet it truly happened. Xiaoxiran came from a scholarly family, with both parents being university professors. Beautiful, cultured, artistic, and wise, she had admirers lined up for miles. No one had ever seen her cling so shamelessly to anyone, proving just how much she liked me. Xiao Beige and others shook their heads. Who could have guessed? They'd thought I was the romance maestro, but it turned out Xiaoxiran was the hopelessly devoted one, and they said I'd hit the jackpot. Xiaoxiran reluctantly watched my departing figure, her best friends asking in disbelief, "Are you really going to pursue Jiang Mai yourself?" "Yes, if he could propose to me 99 times, what's wrong with me chasing him 100 times? If he could do it, I can certainly do it too." Xiaoxiran brimmed with confidence. If he liked me so much before, he'll come to like me even more in the future. She refused to believe I could give up on her so easily, leaving not a trace of feeling behind. Since Ling Ruoli dared to chase love so boldly, why should she hesitate? After returning to my dorm room, the system began notifying me, "Congratulations, host. For rejecting the confession from the campus Belxia, you have been rewarded with a duplex ocean view villa at Jiangling Residence." This brought some comfort to my wounded heart. Jiangling Residence is the most luxurious location in the city center, where properties are exorbitantly priced. Never had I expected to receive a duplex ocean view villa there. It completely caught me off guard. Just then, my 3 roommates returned. Seeing me lying on the bed, they shook their heads. Little White Pigeon asked, "Musy, isn't that the Xia you've been pining for? Now she's chasing after you instead. Do you really not like her anymore? Or are you just acting out of resentment?" My gaze turned complicated. Some wounds, no matter how much time passes, still ache at the slightest touch. And some people, no matter how much time goes by, still hurt at the mere thought of them. Some people don't stop loving because they want to, they just hurt when they love. My heart is already riddled with scars. I want to love, but I've lost the courage to love anyone. Some people aren't meant to be together at the wrong time, like me and her. Just as I had shed my passion for her and was about to start a new life, she came back to me. What am I to her? Some toy she can summon and dismiss as she pleases? If she stops loving me again, will she just discard me once more? I clenched my eyes shut, uttering not a word. My roommates noticed my gloom and dropped the subject. Kaizi said, honestly, campus belle Xia isn't all that great. Muzi's never short of girls around him, right? Before, when Muzi had a stomachache, someone left stomach medicine in his drawer. When he burned himself cooking for the campus beauty Xia, someone called for burn ointment. When he was late, someone even secretly helped him sign in. Kai's words perked up little white dove. Oh right, I forgot about this. Jiang Mai, do you know who that girl is? She's been watching over you, caring for your needs, she must be something special. I shook my head. No idea. Most girls who pursued me were bold and enthusiastic. Even the shyest would at least hand me a love letter. But never had someone anonymously looked out for me, quietly preparing what I needed without leaving a name. I'd often wondered if this person wanted to be with me, why wouldn't they show themselves? I even set up stakeouts with roommates a few times, but found nothing. Their identity remained a complete mystery, without a single clue. Back then, my heart and mind were completely focused on Xia Shiran, so the matter was left unresolved. My 3 roommates sighed regretfully and said, "Ah, you missed a chance to get out of singlehood." I replied, "I don't want to be in a relationship right now. Being single is just fine. Better to lack than to compromise. I won't settle for less and will wait for the right person." My attitude made my roommates shake their heads. From their perspective, I must still be hung up on Xia, the campus belle. Xia was both stunningly beautiful and talented. Having liked her, how could I easily move on to someone else? Still, they were relieved that at least I wasn't hung up on just one person anymore. That counted as progress. The next day cleared up after the rain, and I woke up starving, only to find it was already 8 a.m. by my phone. I heard Kaizi next door calling his girlfriend Xiaoye from under his blanket. "Baby, I miss you too. Are you hungry? Don't worry, I'll go buy you breakfast soon and bring it to your dorm." First thing in the morning, and I was already fed a full meal of puppy love. As I climbed down from the top bunk, Zyabage from the lower bunk mumbled drowsily, "Muzi, you're up? Get me breakfast, 2 white porridge, fried dough sticks, and 2 meat buns." Lao Hei also poked his head out from under his blanket and sleepily yelled, "Me too. Get me a rice ball with a grilled sausage inside, and tell Auntie to add extra pickles and crispy dough sticks." Kai Z even sheepishly added, "Since you're heading to the cafeteria anyway, could you grab me something? My baby's hungry and wants tofu pudding and shumai. Just get me 5 meat buns and soy milk. The blanket's too warm, I can't get up. Can I just snooze a bit longer?" Looking at these shameless guys, I grumbled, alright, I'll get your food." Coincidentally, the system had just issued a cafeteria check-in mission, and I figured I could fill my stomach while earning some extra cash. My 3 roommates waved their hands urging me on, "Ha, go quick and come back quick. We're waiting." "Thanks, bro. Then I'll keep chatting with my baby." I laughed and scolded, "Even when I'm getting you food, you're still rushing me?" I grabbed my meal card, threw on a black padded jacket, and headed out. The temperature had dropped noticeably lately. Just days ago we could still wear short sleeves, but now with this cold front, people were shivering from the chill. As I walked across campus, there were only a few people in the buildings. When I reached the cafeteria, a wave of warmth greeted me. The heating felt incredibly comforting. The cafeteria wasn't crowded. After all, many students without morning classes were still asleep. Just then, the system panel sent a notification. Chapter 10, The Campus Bell Takes a Shine to Me. System, congratulations on successfully checking in at the cafeteria. Reward, 500,000 renminbi. Remembering my buddy's advice, I went to the counter to buy breakfast when suddenly, I felt a gentle tug at the hem of my jacket. An electric current of tingling sensation shot through me instantly. I quickly looked down and saw the stunningly beautiful Lang Ruoli standing before me. Today she was wearing a light blue long-sleeved dress with a fluffy white coat over it, unable to conceal her curvaceous figure. Rarely, she also wore black stockings, her slender and sexy figure complemented by her comic book perfect legs. The overall outfit made her look much more girlish and approachable, no longer as icily unattainable. At this moment, her thick feather-like eyelashes fluttered slightly, her cheeks flushed, and her eyes gazed at me tentatively as she cautiously asked, "Can I borrow your meal card?" While surprised to encounter the campus belle Lang again, I handed her the card. Tilting her pretty little face up, she gave me a radiant smile. "I was in such a rush leaving my dorm, lucky I ran into you. Wait for me to swipe the card, then I'll give you the money." I was utterly astonished. Had the usually icy beauty just smiled? Everyone said she was cold and expressionless, that no one had ever seen her smile, yet here I was witnessing it. Her smile was truly beautiful, with gently curved lashes and a clean, well-defined outline. The corners of her crimson lips rippled with laughter, exuding an elegant charm reminiscent of irises. "Alright, I'm not a stingy person. If a girl's in trouble, I'll help if I can." Lang Ruoli was clearly pleased, her lively eyes sparkling with delight. She glanced at the window, ordered a bacon veggie pancake and a cup of freshly squeezed soy milk, totaling 5.2. After swiping my card, she handed it back to me with a smile and said, "Thank you." "You're welcome." I thought she was just borrowing my card for an emergency, but to my surprise, she asked to add my WeChat to pay me back. I wondered if she might be interested in me. After all, she was the top-ranking campus belle, unmoved by the countless guys who pursued her. In the end, she said it was to repay the money. I realized I had overthought it and told her it wasn't necessary, as I didn't lack such a small amount. Yet she insisted firmly. How could that be acceptable? 5 yuan is still money. I insist on transferring it to you. Truth be told, the money transfer was just an excuse. She really wanted to add me on WeChat to learn about my life and interests. Alright then, scan my WeChat QR code. I opened WeChat and let her scan it. Her hands trembled slightly as she held her phone, absolutely thrilled. She had been longing to add me for so long, and now she finally got the chance. I've added you. Her eyes sparkled as she watched me lower my head to fiddle with my phone, her flushed face utterly incapable of suppressing her excitement. Done, I informed her. It felt surreal to me. I had actually added the unapproachable school beauty on WeChat. My 3 beastly roommates would never believe it if I told them. After confirming we were now friends, she contentedly added a note to my name, 1%. Because I was her 1 in 100, the person she'd chat with even when her phone had just 1% battery left. She quickly transferred the money, and I accepted it. Just then, the cafeteria lady announced, "Your takeout breakfast is ready." Got it, I replied. Lang Ruoli, seeing me carrying bags upon bags of breakfast food, asked in surprise, "Do you eat this much in the morning?" I chuckled and said, "These are for my roommates. They eat like there's no tomorrow," turning me into some kind of professional pig feeder. "Isn't it heavy? Let me help you." She instinctively reached to carry the bag for me. Flustered, I said, "No need, I can manage." But she insisted seriously, "Can't do that. You just helped me, it's only fair that I return the favor." She blinked playfully. "Or do you think I'm clumsy and don't want my help?" My face flushed as I quickly shook my head. Of course not. It was just that I'd never let a girl carry things for me before. As a guy, how could I let a girl do this kind of work? Besides, Lang Ruoli's fingers looked delicate and fair. Rumor had it she came from a wealthy family, the kind of pampered heiress who'd never done a day's manual labor in her life. She probably wasn't used to this sort of thing. Lang Ruoli's eyes curved into crescents as she said with a bright smile, "That's good then, let's go." With that, she grabbed the bags and walked ahead. I didn't even get a chance to reclaim them. All I could do was catch up and walk beside her. This was the first time I properly observed Lang Ruoli. She was beautiful with an excellent figure, the absolute embodiment of the white moonlight in boys' hearts. Standing about 1.65 meters tall, she seemed petite next to my over 1.8 meter frame, just reaching below my shoulders, looking delicate and dependent like a little bird. We didn't talk much along the way, but since we were close, her arm brushed against mine several times. The soft, smooth touch of her jade-like skin actually made me nervous. I didn't even know where to put my hands. I stole a glance at her. Her lovely oval face was slightly lowered, biting her cherry lips as her skin flushed a rosy red, becoming even more radiant. My heart surged in response. Lang Ruoli certainly has her reasons for being ranked first among the 4 campus belles. She's the genuine article when it comes to being rich, beautiful, and refined. Lang Ruoli noticed my gaze and turned to look at me, her sweet smile making my cheeks burn instantly. Whoever said Lang Ruoli was cold and aloof, clearly, she's nothing but softness. Walking side by side with Lang Ruoli naturally drew countless gazes our way. It was practically like being under a spotlight. Students doubted their own eyes. Lang Ruoli, the top of the 4 campus belles known as the flower of the high peaks, was actually buying breakfast with a guy, and that guy was me, the one who previously proposed to Belle Xia 99 times. It's common knowledge that Belle Lang is even more popular and harder to pursue than Belle Xia. She's never been seen walking with any guy before, and she scarcely spares other males even a glance. But now she was walking beside me with flushed cheeks and a maidenly shyness. This was nothing short of a miracle. Soon enough, envious male voices remarked with jealousy, "We used to say Jiang Mai was Xia Xue was simp. Who'd have thought the tables would turn, and he'd actually managed to win over the icy school belle." Absolutely. No wonder he stopped at the 99th proposal. Who could resist the charms of the Ice Queen? Seems like she's actually into him too. Finally, Jiang Mai isn't just wishfully chasing after her. Jiang Mai hit the jackpot. I used to mock him for simping with no reward, but turns out he's the smart one, getting everything he wanted. Guess I'm the real loser, still single as a dog. But I wasn't bothered by those stares at all. After proposing to Xia Shiran 99 times, I'd long since developed a thick skin, transforming from socially awkward to socially bold. What's there to fear? Let others talk while I walk my own path. After Lang Ruoli saw me to my dorm building, I took the items and said gratefully, "Thanks for helping me. I'll head upstairs now, bye." "Alright, bye," she replied softly. Though we'd said goodbye, I could sense her reluctant footsteps, and almost felt her gaze lingering on my retreating figure. Back in the dorm, my roommate's reaction caught me off guard. As I brought in breakfast, all 3 whipped their heads toward the door simultaneously, their eyes gleaming green like wolves, sending shivers down my spine. Little White Dove raised her phone with a mischievous grin. "Oh ho, Musy, you've gone bad. Keeping secrets pretty well, huh?" On the screen was a sneaky shot of Cold Ruoli and me walking across campus.
I was startled. I hadn't expected the photo to be taken. Where'd this come from? I asked. Little White Dove blurted excitedly, it's all over the campus forum. It's already blown up into a trending post. Don't tell me you're actually dating the Ice Queen? Old he chimed in eagerly, damn, Musy, you've got prospects. That's the Ice Queen we're talking about. Her family's loaded, you could be a kept man for life. No worries at all, absolutely primo. Kai cut in with a scoff, old he, way to aim low. All you can think about is mooching? Isn't Cold School Beauty pretty with a great figure? If it were me, I'd want to stick with her every single day. I threw cold water on it. You all have girlfriends, cut out the nonsense. Little White Dove protested, everyone likes pretty girls. Having a girlfriend doesn't stop me from watching movies. Oomph. Getting defensive now, how far have you and Cold School Beauty gone? Have you kissed yet? I rolled my eyes and said, dump all that dirty thinking out of your brain. I'm not interested in her, and we're just ordinary classmates, nothing more. Are you eating breakfast or not? If not, I'll feed it to the dogs. Little White Pidgeot, anxious about protecting his food, immediately scrambled out of the blanket and pleaded urgently, Musy, no, Brother Moo, I admit I was wrong, alright? Only then did I nod in satisfaction, sitting down to start my breakfast while the other three got up to wash up. Old he, with toothpaste foam still in his mouth while brushing his teeth, asked, don't you think Ice Queen has a thing for you? I've never seen her get close to any other guy. Little White Pidgeot nodded, I think so too. Just think about how many guys have confessed to her before, and how many ended up crying after being rejected. You should take the initiative and go after her. I furrowed my brows, my mind preoccupied with Lang Ruoli's various actions and her crimson cheeks. When a girl learns to take the initiative, it's mostly because she has an interest in the guy. It seems Lang Ruoli has taken a liking to me. I lowered my eyelids and said indifferently, what if she's interested? I don't feel like being in a relationship right now. Exam week is coming up. I need to study hard and get a few more certificates, they'll help with job hunting later. I've always taken relationships extremely seriously. Having barely gotten over the last one, it's hard for me to easily start a new one. I need time to heal and thoroughly reflect on the gains and losses from the previous relationship, so I can face the next one as a renewed version of myself. But Lang Ruoli is so beautiful and rich, Little White Dove said, exasperated by my unwillingness to seize the opportunity. Eat more and talk less. I picked up Little Dove's breakfast and threatened him, keep nagging and I'll dump it out. I'll eat. Little Dove hurriedly shielded his breakfast, he had no intention of going hungry. I ate my breakfast silently. Lang Ruoli was indeed perfect, but loving someone isn't about how flawless they are, it's about wanting to cherish them. Toward Lang Ruoli, I felt no such special inclination, simply put, there was no spark. What others think makes no difference to me. After breakfast, a notification suddenly popped up on WeChat. I picked up my phone and was surprised to see a message from Lang Ruoli. Chapter 12, First Stolen Kiss. Lang Ruoli, are you there? I replied, yes. Several dozen seconds passed before her next message arrived. Lang Ruoli, could I ask you for a favor? It might be sudden, but I'm desperate and have no one else to turn to. Of course, you can refuse if this makes you uncomfortable. Puzzled, I replied, what is it? She seemed to be struggling with how to phrase it. What kind of request could possibly make me hesitate? Just as I was burning with curiosity, her message came through. My eyes widened instantly, and my face flushed hot. This was, indeed, something rather awkward to bring up. 5 minutes later, wearing a black baseball cap, I inconspicuously positioned myself in the farthest corner of the store. The system notification appeared. Congratulations, host. Store check-in successful. Reward, 200,000 RMB. Faced with the array of underwear styles before me, cotton briefs, lacy lingerie, bout-rimmed eye silk edges, sheer intimate varieties, I felt prickly discomfort. My indecisiveness flared up, completely at a loss about which to choose. For a girlfriend, I'd pick the sexiest option without hesitation. But these were for Lang Ruoli. My ears burned instantly at the thought. I was hesitating when the boss came over and asked, young man, are these for yourself or for a girl? My face turned red as I blurted out defensively, of course for a girl. I'm all man. The boss nodded with a knowing smile. No need to be embarrassed. Lots of guys come here to buy these for their girlfriends. I quickly clarified, it's not for a girlfriend. The boss then gave me that you sly dog look, leaving me mortified and blushing furiously. I've never been so embarrassed in my life. This is the one. Without thinking, I grabbed a pack of pre-wrapped underwear, pulled down my baseball cap, and headed straight for the sanitary pad section nearby. I glanced at Lang Ruoli's message again, Safi, wings, ultra-thin cotton, Deus, 240, but I couldn't find it anywhere. My vision was swimming from all the options. It was my first time buying this sort of thing. After what felt like forever comparing packages, I finally spotted a pink one. Quickly grabbing both the underwear and sanitary pads, I rushed to check out and bolted from the store. No way was I letting the cashier laugh at me. Congratulations, host. You've checked in at the store for 10 minutes. Your reward, 500,000 renminbi. Well, at least the money would soothe my poor, traumatized soul.
I quickly arrived at the entrance of the women's restroom on the second floor of the teaching building and sent Ling Ruoli a message saying I was there. Soon after, I heard footsteps inside, and shortly after, Ling Ruoli's shy face came into view. Her skin was flushed, captivatingly beautiful, with her thick, long eyelashes trembling slightly. She bit her rosy lips with pearly white teeth and said shyly, "Thank you." The memory of Zyabage saying Ling Ruoli had feelings for me echoed in my mind, and I couldn't help but feel a bit embarrassed.
"No problem," I replied. "Can you wait for me a little longer?" She lifted her glistening eyes and looked at me pleadingly.
She was indeed on her period, and it was Sister Milu's idea to have me deliver sanitary pads to deepen our bond. Plus, by checking the underwear I bought, she could figure out if I was an innocent young man or a seasoned player. My heart skipped a beat, and I rubbed my nose awkwardly.
I should probably go.
Standing outside the women's bathroom isn't a good look. People might talk, and it could damage your reputation.
What kind of gossip?
Ling Ruoli blinked her eyes curiously.
Like, you having a crush on me, or people saying we're dating. Cough, so it's better to keep our distance to avoid any misunderstanding.
At first, I felt a bit embarrassed, but then I thought, come on, I'm a man, what's there to be shy about, and boldly spoke my mind.
Ling Ruoli's limpid autumn-like eyes curved into crescents as she rose on tiptoes.
To my astonishment, she pressed a kiss against my handsome face.
"They were right," she whispered. "I like you."
The lingering warmth and sweetness on my cheek served as undeniable proof I'd just been kissed, nay, ambush-kissed. Stunned, I pressed a hand to my face and saw Ling Ruoli standing there, her rosy cheeks glowing with blissful happiness after her bold move.
"I won't be swayed by others," she declared,
"because the only one who can influence me is you.
Liking you isn't a fleeting 3-minute passion, it's deliberate consideration after long contemplation. Jiang Mai, I like you, I really, really do."
Ling Ruoli clutched the hem of her skirt anxiously, yet the words she shouted out were firm and bold. Her affection, brimming like spring water, was vividly reflected in her eyes. My heart pounded like a drum, my body temperature gradually rising as my blood surged with excitement. But as my brain short-circuited, I slowly began to regain my clarity.
"I admit your confession is quite heart-fluttering.
I think any other boy would have a hard time refusing such a confession from you.
But I'm sorry, none of this means I like you back."
I took a deep breath. I haven't moved on from my last relationship yet, so I'm not ready to accept a new one. I braced myself for Ling Ruoli to either yell at me or break down crying right in front of me. But instead, she lifted her chin with a smirk and said, just as expected from the guy I like.
I stared blankly.
This wasn't how I imagined things would go. Moments later, Ling Ruoli stepped closer until her doe-like eyes, clear and bright with tender amusement, were casting shadows across my face. "The Jiang Mai I know is a guy who takes relationships seriously. If you'd accepted my confession right away, it would have counted as an immediate rebound. Clearly, you're not the type to treat love casually."
"Listen, I'm going after you. You're the one I've decided on for life."
Ling Ruoli's eyes curved into crescents, her cheeks flushed crimson. I was completely astonished, flustered, and at a loss for words.
"You should go change your pad. I'll head out first."
I hurried away, my footsteps unsteady as if floating, my mind in a dizzy haze. I'd just been confessed to, kissed even, and Ling Ruoli had sworn she wouldn't give up. I genuinely couldn't figure out what about me had drawn her in. And Ling Ruoli, watching me leave, subconsciously touched her lips, still warm and tingling. Most importantly, she had kissed me.
She couldn't be happier, finally confessing her feelings under Miru's encouragement.
Though it wasn't successful, she firmly believed that in the near future, she would surely win me over.
Chapter 13, Jiang Mai, how could you possibly be worthy? When I returned to the dorm, I immediately checked the mirror.
My cheeks were only slightly flushed, with no trace of lipstick, but I could still vividly feel where Ling Ruoli had kissed me. Oh my god, in my entire life this is the first time I've been forcefully kissed, and by the school belle, no less.
My ears started burning red. How am I supposed to look her in the eyes after this?
Judging by her demeanor, she clearly has no intention of giving up.
Musi, are you constipated or something? You've been in the bathroom forever. Little White Dove yelled. Damn it, I'm not constipated. I fired back. Wanna get beaten up?
Little White Dove laughed and said, alright, let's head to the cafeteria later. If we're late, there won't be any food left. I'm starving to death.
Already hungry right after breakfast? I asked. Bullshit, that little bit of food couldn't fill anyone's stomach. Alright, wait for me, I'm coming right away.
I splashed some water on my face and went out, heading to the cafeteria with the three of them.
Of course, those three bastards all brought their girlfriends along, just me left as the single dog. Watching them all lovey-dovey made me totally depressed. You really gonna make me be the third wheel like this?
Kaizi's girlfriend Xiaoya said with a smile, then hurry up and get yourself a partner. I heard you walked with the cold campus belle today.
Any sparks? Campus belle?
Suya, Little White Dove's girlfriend, looked confused.
Wasn't he with the summer campus belle? How did the cold campus belle get involved?
Little White Dove said, looks like you're still living in the 2G era.
The summer campus belle is old news.
Now the cold campus belle has taken an interest in our Muzi, they've even been walking together.
Suya's eyes lit up. Muzi, you're really something.
I felt extremely embarrassed by their words and muttered solemnly, "Nothing like that, there's no chance between us."
That's the ice queen of our school. You should really seize the opportunity, Suya said.
Then you can bring your girlfriend to hang out with us.
Little White Dove nodded in agreement. Absolutely right. What now? Single dogs can't eat with you guys anymore? Bring it on if you dare.
I scoffed and shot them a murderous glare.
Brother Moo, I don't dare. I admit I was wrong, okay?
Little White Dove begged for mercy. Suddenly he pointed behind me and cried out in surprise, "School bell Xia,
trying to trick me again." I wasn't falling for it this time. Little White Dove grew frantic. It's true, she's actually walking toward us right now.
I whipped my head around just in time to see Xia Shiran, dressed to the nines, appearing amidst her close girlfriends. Today she wore a black beret with a beige v-neck sweater and a jet black miniskirt, radiating an artistic and gentle aura. Her gaze landed on me, clearly waiting expectantly.
Yuan asked, "Could we share the table together?"
I was about to refuse when Kaizi called out, "Sure, come join us."
I shot Kid a fierce glare.
Kaizi smiled faintly and said, "The cafeteria is crowded now with few seats available, sharing a table with classmates is no big deal." Truthfully, he still wanted me to rekindle my old flame with Xia, the campus belle. He knew I still had feelings for her, so as a good brother, he was trying to create an opportunity. Xia Shiran was deeply grateful and quickly sat down with her close friends beside her.
Coincidentally, I found myself seated right next to Xia Shiran.
When Xia Shiran and I sat together, some students in the cafeteria noticed and started whispering about us. I always said Jiang Mai couldn't possibly stop liking campus belle Xia.
After proposing 99 times, how could he just let it go? Then what's the deal with campus belle Lang? Could it be Jiang Mai's way of making Xia jealous? Very likely. Campus belle Lang has such high standards and such a cold personality, how could Jiang Mai ever measure up?
I think they just happened to meet, and he used her as a prop. But no matter what tricks Jiang Mai tries, campus belle Xia would never change her mind about him.
He's just wasting his efforts.
A simp is always a simp, lick all you want, but you'll end up with nothing in the end. Everyone was watching the drama unfold, convinced that no matter how hard I tried, campus belle Xia would never be with me.
Someone spoke up in my defense. Come on, isn't it obvious Xia sat next to him on her own today? Maybe she actually likes Jiang Mai now?
Immediately, cold water was poured on the idea. Xia was clearly dragged there by her roommate, she didn't go willingly. There's no way she likes Jiang Mai. If she did, she would have said yes to his proposal ages ago. The next second, their faces were metaphorically slapped red. To their shock, campus belle Xia peeled shrimp herself and put it in my bowl. "You love shrimp the most," she said. "Go ahead, eat. It's already surprising enough that someone would serve me food, let alone personally peel shrimp for me. You should know that peeling shrimp is difficult, keeping the meat plump. Removing the vein, the process is tedious and gets your hands dirty. Xia Shiran is a neat freak, yet now she doesn't mind dirtying her hands. After handing me a peeled shrimp, she continues peeling more. This move shocks everyone at the table, including me. In the past, Xia Shiran always found peeling shrimp bothersome. If no one peeled them for her, she simply wouldn't eat shrimp. So, without complaint, I'd peel them for her, placing all the meat into her bowl. But now, the one repeating this act is Xia Shiran. My gaze turns complicated. I notice her fingers are still bandaged with adhesive bandages, clearly wounded by branches, and leaves the other day, yet she doesn't care at all and keeps peeling shrimp for me relentlessly. Xia Shiran carefully peeled the shrimp meat. In the past, she never found peeling a few shrimp particularly touching. After all, it wasn't difficult, and if she was willing to do it, she would eat them. But now she realized that peeling shrimp was actually quite laborious. Only after peeling a few did her fingers feel sticky and uncomfortable. Not to mention how I used to peel dozens at once without stopping to eat, even feeding her in between. Now she fully understood and regretted her past self for taking my efforts for granted, never truly appreciating them. Her eyes brimming with unshed tears, Xia Shiran looked at me and noticed I hadn't touched my chopsticks. Confused, she asked, "Why aren't you eating? The food will get cold soon." The bespectacled girl nodded. "Exactly. This is Shiran's first time peeling shrimp for a guy, don't you dare refuse." Yuan urged, "Just looking at it makes my mouth water." "Hurry up and eat, don't sulk." Even Xiaoxiren's eyes were brimming with anticipation. Yet I frowned tightly and said, "No." At this moment, the system notified, "Congratulations, host. For resisting Xia Shiran's offer to serve you food, your integrity points have increased by 200. You have been rewarded with 2 million RMB. Keep up the good work." Xia Shiran bit her lip tightly, visibly upset. The bespectacled girl grew aggressive. "Jiang Mai, can you quit pretending? It's not like she rejected your 99 marriage proposals, why all this melodrama? Now Shiran's personally peeling shrimp for you, and you dare pull a sour face at her. Isn't that taking it too far?" Chapter 14, Seafood Allergy. I replied unhappily, "I won't eat it. Are you going to force me morally? Besides, I never asked her to peel the shrimp for me, that was her own choice." Seeing me being scolded, little white dove couldn't stand it anymore and said, Campus Bell Xia, Musi is allergic to seafood, she can't eat shrimp. This time, the bespectacled girl was both astonished and crestfallen. Xia Shiran was stunned. How could that be? You used to accompany me to eat plenty of seafood before. And every time, you always seemed so cheerful, how could you possibly be allergic to seafood? Kai replied coldly, so every time he comes back, he has to go to the hospital for and take allergy medication. I said in a low voice, Kai Z, I had no intention of revisiting the past, what's done is done. My conscience was clear, and I harbored no regrets. Nor did I want Xia Shiran to pity me out of some shallow sympathy. There was no need for that, none at all. Kai let out a deep sigh. He sincerely felt that all my past genuine affection had been wasted on an ungrateful soul, which was truly a shame. If he could lend a helping hand, he would. Xia Shiran was heartbroken, completely unaware of how much I had silently sacrificed for her. She thought she knew me so well, only to realize now that it was I who understood her deeply. It was all her own arrogance that led her to betray my sincerity. I placed the shrimp into Kaizi's bowl, ignoring Xia Shiran entirely. She must have sensed I was deliberately snubbing her. After all, shrimp was her favorite. But I just didn't feel like giving her any. Seeing the tears glistening in her eyes, I knew she regretted it. Perhaps she even fantasized about a time machine to go back and mend the harm she'd done to me. The atmosphere turned awkward, so Xiaoye, the social butterfly, stepped in to smooth things over, and Kaizi joined in to liven up the mood. But Xia Shiran had no heart for eating. She kept stealing glances at me from time to time. My entire body seemed covered in reverse scales, keeping her exiled 1,000 miles away. This palpable distance turned even her meals to tasteless wax. Noticing Xia Shiran's low spirits, her best friend Yuan came up with an idea. The suspect was now in theaters, and she had a membership card, so she suggested they all go see it together. Xiaodi and Kaizi both expressed their desire to go, with Kaizi even shooting me a glance, saying I'd been waiting for this movie's release for ages. If we didn't watch it now, it might leave the theaters soon. I actually really wanted to watch this movie, but after revealing my identity to Xia Shiran, I didn't want to have much contact with her. Xia Shiran said that if I wasn't going because of her, then she wouldn't go either. Yuan objected, saying that if we're going, we should all go together. If she couldn't go, then none of us should. At this point, I bluntly said, let's go. Xia Shiran was secretly pleased, thinking I'd softened my stance, but I immediately made it clear that I was going purely for the movie and that it had nothing to do with her. The joy in her eyes vanished instantly as they turned red, brimming with disappointment. The bespectacled girl comforted her, and both Yuan and Xiaomiao nodded in agreement, which finally lifted her spirits. Our group set off for the cinema when my system notification chimed again, announcing a successful check-in at the theater and rewarding me with a lottery draw. I quickly spun the wheel and, to my surprise, won a luxury car garage stocked with 30 high-end vehicles, along with a detailed list of the cars sent to me. Rolls-Royce Phantom, Maybach S580, these luxury cars might be something I've never driven, but I've certainly heard of them. Thinking about Xiao Chang from the dorm across the way bragging non-stop after buying an Audi, if I were to cruise past him in one of these supercars, it would probably drive him crazy. Just the thought of it was exhilarating. However, the system reminded me that the annual maintenance, servicing, and insurance costs for these luxury cars were no small expense. I sobered up instantly. Supercars are expensive to maintain, and their parts aren't cheap. Owning this many cars would be a bittersweet burden. But I have a system that can make money, and by diligently checking in and completing tasks, I can easily afford to keep them. The system told me the car keys were in my backpack, and sure enough, when I checked, they were there. No wonder the bag felt heavier. The system also mentioned that the garage is in a duplex Ocean View villa at Jiangling Court, and told me to inspect it after the movie. At the cinema, Xia Shiran was about to buy tickets, but I stepped forward and bought 11 VIP tickets for the suspect. Xia Shiran insisted on paying, but I coldly refused. I didn't want to be seen as freeloading or gossiped about, and the system's task required me not to let her pay. Besides, I wasn't short on money and didn't want to owe her any favors. Her eyes reddened, and she seemed like she wanted to say something but held back. Xiao Beige tried to convince me that the VIP tickets were too expensive and that we should just get regular ones. Xia Shiran agreed, even subtly hinting she'd transfer me the money. I calmly said that you only get the full experience watching 3D movies in theaters with the best sound systems. They were all shocked, never expecting me to be so extravagant. Keep in mind VIP theater tickets cost more than 3 times regular screenings, but with Campus Bell Xia present, they couldn't refuse to save my face. Xia Shiran bought 2 sodas and popcorn, handing me 1 cola. I declined. I genuinely dislike carbonated drinks. Cola kills sperm, so I've rarely drunk it since elementary school. Besides, I didn't want to take advantage of her kindness. If not for not wanting to dampen my roommate's enthusiasm, I wouldn't have gone to the movies at all. After I rejected her, Xia Shiran seemed utterly dejected. When we took our seats at the cinema, her best friend urged her to sit beside me, and she even shot her friend a grateful glance. She stole glances at me, her face flushed crimson. Before, all she cared about was academics, never sparing me a thought, taking my kindness for granted while enjoying it without a second thought. I could feel her burning gaze, and when I turned to look, she faltered like a startled rabbit, hastily offering me the popcorn tub and asking if I wanted some. I coldly told her to focus on the movie and not disturb me, or I'd change seats. Her lips trembled slightly. She must have been hurting inside. I was watching the movie, and its 3D effects were truly impressive. No wonder so many people came to see it. Some of the thrilling and horrifying scenes were rendered so realistically in 3D that many in the audience got scared. But it didn't faze me at all. After all, I'm the kind of person who can eat a meal while watching The Ring without batting an eye. Just then, a soft whimper came from beside me, followed by a delicate figure leaning into me. Suddenly, my entire body went numb as I could feel her trembling. A frail, timid voice whispered, "That's so scary." She was so close that her rapid breaths brushed against my cheek. I glanced sideways and realized it was Xiaoxiran. Her hair was disheveled, her petite face pale with fear, yet she remained stunningly beautiful. Only now, she looked even more pitiable. She even rested her head against my shoulder. I frowned. In the past, I might have fallen for this act, but now, with Xiaoxiran, I wasn't buying it. Just as she pretended to be terrified and tried to throw herself into my arms, her head abruptly jerked back and slammed into the seat with a loud thud, drawing the attention of everyone nearby. Yuan asked in surprise, "Are you okay, Shiran?" Xiaoxiran, who had bumped her head, was extremely embarrassed. She rubbed her head and said, "And no, I'm fine. You guys keep watching the movie." With teary eyes, she looked in my direction, only to find that I had already moved one seat over without her noticing, calmly watching the movie as if nothing happened. I didn't show even a shred of sympathy for her pain. Fuming and on the verge of tears, she was probably thinking about what a clueless jerk I was. How could someone who used to adore her so much now be so cold-hearted? She had no mood left for the movie. Her longing gaze remained fixed on me, but I didn't even glance her way. Heartbroken, she watched other couples being sweet while she sat there alone, drowning in loneliness and self-pity until her eyes welled up with tears. She must be missing the old me who used to warm her heart and cherish her. Little does she know when I changed, much less that I no longer want her. When Xiaoxiran was feeling down, Yuan held her hand and said, "It's okay." She forced a smile, probably thinking to herself that she wouldn't be disheartened and was determined to bring the old me back, believing that as long as I took the first step toward her, she would walk the remaining 99. After the movie ended, Xiaoxiran, her face flushed, asked me, "Do you have plans later?" I replied plainly, "No." Sensing hope, she then ventured, "Then could you?" Knowing she was about to ask me out, I quietly cut in, "I'm going to sleep. I'm tired. I could keep you company." "Oh, no." Realizing what she had almost said, her face burned with embarrassment, wishing she could vanish into thin air. Narrowing my eyes, I said calmly, "I'll be going now." "Okay," she said with profound disappointment, watching me slip my hands into my pockets and walk out of the theater, her gaze lingering. "See you tomorrow." Yuan asked in confusion, "You just let him leave like that?" Xiaoxiran said earnestly, "Then I can't possibly force him to stay. Right now, I'm already grateful just to see him. He's waited for me so long. What's this little while of my waiting compared to that?" She used to find my pursuit annoying, distracting her from her studies. But now, without my attention, even reading has become dull. Only then did she realize that studying was fun only when I was present. Now, all she wants is to win me back, her greatest joy. The round-faced girl asked, "Are we going back to the dorm now?" Xiaoxiran shook her head and replied, "No, we're going to buy a ring." Yuan was stunned, but Xiaoxiran explained, "Since I couldn't find the lost DR ring, I'll just buy another DR ring to return to him." Yuan looked at her resolute demeanor and sighed inwardly, thinking she had once considered herself devoted enough, but now realized Xiaoxiran was just as steadfast in love. Xiao Miao reminded her, "Are you going to buy a DR ring? That's the ring you can only give to one person in a lifetime, where your ID lets you buy just one DR diamond ring. Are you sure? If you regret it later, you won't be able to buy another ring for anyone else." Xiaoxiran nodded, her gaze unwavering. "I've made up my mind. Since I've already given my one and only to myself before, then giving it again to the one who truly deserves it, my irreplaceable, what difference does it make? Let's go buy the ring." Yuan supported her. They arrived at the DR store in the mall. The sales associate was surprised to hear that Xiaoxiran had come alone to buy a diamond ring to pursue someone. Xiaoxiran kept gazing at the DR rings in the display case, searching until she found the exact same style I had purchased. "How much is this one?" she asked. "This diamond ring is one of DR's bestsellers, called the True Love style, priced at 8,600 yuan, the sales associate replied. As the sales associate explained, she was shocked. So the ring was named True Love, which meant I had bought it for her precisely because I saw her as my true love. Yet she hadn't cherished it at all. 8,600 yuan? That's so expensive. I thought it was just some ordinary design costing 2 or 3,000. Yuan exclaimed. Right. I remember now. Gao Kai once mentioned working part-time for months, even scrimping and saving every day in the dorm to buy something. Turns out it was this ring. I never realized my feelings for Shiran were this genuine, this willing to spend money. Even Glasses Girl, who originally disapproved of me being with Xia Shiran, was moved by my sincerity. The chattering discussion among her girlfriends weighed heavily on Xia Shiran's heart. Only now did she understand how much I'd silently sacrificed behind the scenes. She knew my family's circumstances weren't great, both parents worked factory jobs. This childhood engagement had only been arranged as a joke because our mothers were high school best friends who happened to get pregnant together formerly. Xia Shiran had never taken this arranged engagement seriously before, but now she realized how wrong she'd been, even feeling grateful to her parents for making this match.
Xia Shiran asked the saleswoman for that ring.
Her hands trembled as she slid the diamond ring onto her finger. She'd looked at this ring 99 times but never tried it on until now, and it fit more perfectly, looked more beautiful than she'd ever imagined. She thought if it were she who put it on for her, it would surely be even more fitting. Just at this thought, her heart fluttered, and she immediately decided to buy the ring. She said, "I'll take this true love one." "All right." The saleswoman nodded and began wrapping it for her. She paid directly with her card. Both her parents were university professors, so her family was well off. But this time, she used her own scholarship money to make the purchase, probably wanting to show me she was sincere and serious about being with me. After buying the ring, she placed it in a velvet box.
As I was pondering, Yuan asked in confusion, "Why did you stop picking it?"
Xia Shiran's lips curled into a smile as she said with a face full of yearning, "I want to wear it only after my marriage proposal succeeds." Her words completely shocked her friends. Everyone had assumed Xia Shiran just wanted a replacement for the lost diamond ring. No one expected her to be thinking about a proposal.
Glasses Girl exclaimed in surprise, "Shiran, are you sure you've thought this through? That's a marriage proposal. So many people would be watching.
If it fails, it'd be so embarrassing." With lifted lips, Xia Shiran replied, "If it fails, I'd just be embarrassed once.
But if it succeeds, I gain a person. Either way, I'm winning." Her optimism instantly won everyone's support. Who wouldn't fight for love? What kind of youth would that be otherwise?
Youth should be about experiencing a passionate romance to avoid regrets.
After the movie, I took a taxi to Jiang Linjuan's duplex seaside villa.
Situated by the sea, the villa offered breathtaking views and spanned over 1,000 square meters, shockingly spacious. It was exquisitely renovated, with decor that clearly cost a fortune. I drew back the curtains, and the ocean and beach stretched out before me. Living here would be pure bliss, watching the tides rise and fall in utter comfort. I thought of the extravagant car garage and headed straight there. Though I had braced myself, the lineup of luxury cars still left me stunned. Rolls-Royce Phantom, Maybach S580, convertible Ferrari 458, Porsche 918, Ferrari F12 TDF, Alfred luxury business van, Mercedes-Benz SLR 722. Any single one of these cars is worth a fortune. I tried sitting in each one, and it was incredibly comfortable. You really get what you pay for.
Imagine driving one of these to school, it would be so showy.
After agonizing for a long time, I finally decided to take the Rolls-Royce Silver Ghost from among those dozens of cars. After all, I can only drive one car at a time, so the others would just be backups. When I get tired of the Silver Ghost, I'll switch to another. I set off in the Rolls-Royce Silver Ghost sports car. The feeling of speeding down the highway in a convertible was amazing. But after a while, the cold wind got to me, so I quickly put the roof up. I parked my car at the shop across from the school for maintenance. That way, picking it up afterward would be convenient. Maintaining a luxury car isn't cheap, but money isn't an issue for me now. I paid the tens of thousands in maintenance fees without batting an eye. The staff were stunned, probably thinking, this must be the legendary rich second generation. Money really does buy whimsical freedom. Night fell, with the hazy moonlight clinging to the treetops before sneaking its way through the window.
Chapter 17, Sports and Romance Don't Mix.
I saw Lang Ruoli with her hair loosely draped, wearing a black tank top and denim shorts, completely absorbed in playing a game. Her fingers were tapping non-stop on the keyboard while her right hand controlled the mouse, her eyes never leaving the computer screen. Her chest rose and fell rhythmically, and her lips were slightly bitten in tension.
Just then, the door opened, and the slender-waisted, long-legged Mila walked in carrying an LV bag. Seeing Lang Ruoli engrossed in the game, she was astonished. "I thought you didn't play games? How come you're suddenly into PUBG?"
Milu had downloaded it a few times before but always died instantly, so she uninstalled it outright. She had tried to get Lang Ruoli to play with her before, but Lang Ruoli had never shown any interest in the game. Lang Ruoli said with a smile, "The guy I like really enjoys playing PUBG, so I want to practice my skills properly." She had seen from my social media post that I liked playing PUBG, so she decided to improve her gameplay, hoping to duo with me sweetly in the future.
Milu didn't understand. Why bother grinding your skills? Can't he just carry you to rank up? Don't guys usually prefer it when girls are a bit noob? Makes the game more exciting, doesn't it?
Lang Ruoli replied seriously, "I looked it up online. People say there's no romance in esports.
Once gaming comes into the picture, girls become irrelevant.
Plus, if a girl is too bad at the game, it drags the team down."
I don't want to hold him back.
I want to fight alongside him, giving him all the level 3 helmet, armor, and backpack.
I want to win the chicken dinner with him. Nilu exclaimed with admiration. That's such a noble mindset, truly worth learning from.
Lang Ruoli was just about to speak when a sudden whoosh from an AWM sniper rifle ended her game, placing her just short of the top 10. Pouting, she grumbled, "Ugh, I was so close to that chicken dinner. I spent ages crawling around like a stealth demon. No way, I'm playing another round."
Nilu teased, "Ruoli, you're utterly adorable. Any guy who catches your eye is seriously lucky."
"I can't imagine what kind of fortune that boy has to deserve your affection."
Lang Ruoli's face flushed instantly.
"Of course he's worth it," she retorted. "I take pride in liking someone so exceptional." At the mention of me, her eyes sparkled, and her lips curled into an irrepressible smile. "He excels in his studies, has a great personality, is conscientious in his work, devoted and loyal, kind-hearted and warm, and most importantly, he's handsome, and—"
Okay, stop, I got it." Mila quickly cut her off. Seeing Lang Ruoli's utterly worshipful expression, she knew if she didn't interrupt, the girl could probably babble on endlessly. Milo teased, "So, what kind of underwear did he buy you today?" Lang Ruoli's face immediately dropped as she blushed furiously. "Say it." Mila tickled her.
Lang Ruoli giggled, her face turning even redder, and whispered, "He bought pure cotton."
Wow, Mila got excited. "Then you've hit the jackpot."
Buying lace means he's an experienced player, buying ice silk means he's flirty, and buying pure cotton, means he's just secretly wild.
You should just go for it.
Ha! Secretly wild guys are the best. Outwardly reserved, but inwardly wild. Just a little coaxing, and the gentle pup turns into a fierce wolf.
Mila said excitedly, "What are you waiting for?" Lang Ruoli felt extremely embarrassed. Isn't that a bit too much?
Although she had fantasized about dating me, holding hands, hugging, kissing, she hadn't even thought about going all the way.
If she were to pounce on me. Lang Ruoli blushed like a ripe pomegranate, utterly adorable.
"Sis Milu, I'm going to play a game." She quickly changed the subject and started another round.
But how could she focus on the game?
Her mind was filled with all sorts of wild thoughts.
I unbuttoned my shirt, exposing my sexy Adam's apple, watching her drunkenly.
Then she climbed on top of me, leaned in to kiss me, and even grabbed my hand too. No, I can't think about this anymore. While Lang Ruoli was tightly closing her eyes and letting her thoughts run wild, she suddenly heard a gunshot. She died again.
She almost wanted to cry. As Lang Ruoli was struggling in PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, I also logged into the game.
Little White Dove had gone out on a date with his girlfriend, leaving only me, Kaizi, and Lao He in the dorm. We needed one more for a 4-player squad.
Kaizi said, "We're short one. Let's invite someone else, my friend list is full." I glanced at my friends list and saw Firefly online. Without thinking, I immediately invited her. Soon, Firefly entered the room. She was wearing the latest soft-boiled candy egg skin, looking youthful and energetic. Clearly a paying player, though her rank was surprisingly low, just unyielding silver. Oldie grew curious and asked over voice chat, "Is Firefly a girl?" "Musy, when did you add her?" I was equally puzzled. Who was Firefly? I had no memory of her.
Then, Firefly spoke over the mic, her voice cool yet melodic. "I'm Lang Ruoli." The moment those words left her mouth, everyone gasped in shock.
He nearly dropped his phone, exclaiming, "The campus bell, Lang?" He then glared at me and demanded, "What's going on? How do you have her gaming account?"
Even the usually calm Kaizi got excited. This was the ice queen of our school, the girl every guy dreamed of playing PUBG with, and now she's actually playing with us.
I was shocked too.
That's when I realized I had Lang Ruoli on my WeChat friends list. Since I was logged into my WeChat account, I naturally had access to her gaming profile and had accidentally invited her. I suddenly remembered her blunt confession to me and felt a little embarrassed.
Should I kick her out now or let her stay in the room? Just as I was agonizing over this decision, Lao He exclaimed excitedly, "Ice Queen, don't worry. With us on your team, we'll definitely get you that chicken dinner. I'm the god of guns." Kai nodded as well. "Rest assured you'll win without lifting a finger. Joining our squad is foolproof. Just follow behind us merrily when the time comes." I glanced at Kaizi and asked, "Who was the one who was just beaten?"
Kaizi laughed and said, "Don't break up when things are tough.
That cold school beauty is an unyielding silver.
We are more than capable of taking care of her." Seeing how enthusiastic my roommates were, I couldn't just let Lang Ruoli lose face outright.
Kicking a girl out outright would be too cruel. So I said, "Alright, you can join our team." "Okay." Lang Ruoli's voice was soft.
Soon, the game notification chimed, alerting Kai and Lao He about incoming gift messages. They both clicked open simultaneously and discovered gifts sent by Flowfire.
He shouted excitedly, "It's actually the ice crystal core set I've been dreaming of." Kai exclaimed in astonishment, "What's happening? Am I seeing this right? It's actually the hunter's jacket. Isn't this something you can't get by drawing or buying, purely obtained by luck? How did you get it?" Lang Ruoli said nonchalantly, "My family has a partnership with Photon Studio, so I just made a request." Just one sentence that makes people green with envy.
Skins others might strive for several seasons without getting, Long Ruoli obtained with just a single greeting.
Kai and Old He were over the moon. Old He shot me a glance and bloated. How come you didn't get one? Could it be that the Ice Queen didn't give you anything? I really didn't see any notifications in the game back end. But I don't care. Chicken dinner is about skill, not spending money. Having nice skins doesn't matter if you get killed first.
Then Oldie's words were overheard by Lang Ruoli, who shyly protested, that's not true at all.
At that moment, my inbox started pinging incessantly, City Defender Windbreaker, UZI Fury, Night Stalker. Over 30 rare gifts flooded in, dazzling me with their splendor. I was astounded.
Lang Ruoli had actually sent me so many items, things money couldn't necessarily buy, with only a 0.33% drop rate. These were truly god-tier skins for the luckiest of players. Old He gasped in amazement, let me borrow your account, this is absolutely insane. Scrooge took a sharp breath, this must have cost a fortune. I was still lost in astonishment, these were all things I had dreamed of, especially the golden Maserati.
Back then, I hesitated to spend over 2,000 on it, thinking it was too expensive.
When the event ended, its price skyrocketed to 5 or 6,000, becoming rare and coveted.
It became one of my biggest regrets. And now, unexpectedly, I actually own it.
Then there's the Invincible Parachute, the Supreme Golden Dragon set.
It feels just like a dream. Fully equipped top-tier gear, absolutely overpowered.
Suddenly, I felt a weight of responsibility. After all, a girl's money doesn't just come from thin air. I didn't want a freeload, so I said, you must have spent a lot on this.
Let me pay you back. Truth is, I'm not short on money now, I'm practically a hidden tycoon. Old He tugged at my wrist in disbelief. You serious? It's a huge sum. I know, I replied. I remained calm and composed. In the past, this would have been a huge sum of money, but now I felt no fear and didn't want to take too much advantage of a girl. Lang Ruoli said, it's not expensive, didn't cost much. Just consider it payment for accompanying me in the game and helping me rank up.
Old He nodded, then thank you, Campus Bell Lang.
Don't worry, we'll definitely help you rank up.
He even nudged my ribs with his elbow while winking mischievously. This was such a great opportunity to shine. Lang Ruoli was the campus belle and clearly had some interest in me. Having just gone through a breakup, this could also be a good chance for healing.
Let's start, I said. Lang Ruoli wasn't short on money, she came to game just to rank up.
By helping her advance, I could at least show my appreciation for the gift she gave me.
Lang Ruoli's mood visibly brightened. During the game preparation phase, my god-tier outfit and eye-catching Maserati sports car caught everyone's attention. Someone unmuted on the global chat channel saying, wow, a big spender appeared out of nowhere. Can a big spender carry me to victory? This Maserati is freaking awesome. How much did you drop to pull this? Big shot.
Holy crap. There's even a Supreme Golden Dragon skin, this guy's just flexing his wealth.
Hey big spender, mind taking those clothes off and changing? Not sure if telling you they were free would make a difference, probably wouldn't believe me anyway.
In no time, a crowd gathered around us. My dazzling tattoos and the Maserati, combined with giving Cold Ice, Old He, and Big Spender a ride, drew waves of envious and jealous glances.
Some folks get jealous and start talking trash. Great, he's about to get wrecked by me. I'll make sure he gets eliminated right after landing. That guy's screwed, probably gonna get gangbanged by everyone, his gear's definitely getting looted. In this dog-eat-dog world, are you all savages to treat our big spender brother like this? I love it. Lang Ruoli retorted defiantly, I won't let him fall and turn into a loot box, I'll protect him.
Her voice was crisp and pleasant, like wind chimes.
The guys on the public chat were howling, wow, a girl.
Protect the girl up front, you rich bastard can't hog her all to yourself.
Ah, all the girls are rich tycoons. If only there was a girl who'd protect me too. How enviable.
Those who want to crush me are practically green with jealousy.
Isn't it infuriating?
Not only am I a top-tier whale, but I even have such a sweet-sounding girl watching my back.
Chapter 19, Lady Luck smiles upon me, Jiang Mai. Old He clicked his tongue repeatedly, his face full of envy as he said, Muzi, you lucky dog. Kaizi chimed in mischievously, even the Ice Queen of the campus is standing up for you now, your future looks bright. My face instantly flushed red, and I quickly said, what nonsense are you talking?
I turned on my global mic and replied to those clamoring netizens, no matter how much you bark, you'll still get domed by my shot. My voice was cocky and unrestrained, brimming with fearless defiance. The crowd gasped, and a chorus of voices erupted.
The Tycoon drops bombshells. Is this the legendary sharpshooter we've heard about? Big spender, I wasn't talking about you, I just want to ride your coattails. I think he's just pretending to be impressive.
They say 9 out of 10 players who spend money suck at the game, he'll be wiped out soon enough.
Lang Ruoli instinctively said, Jiang Mai, don't listen to them, I believe you can do it.
Her voice was unusually firm, overflowing with confidence in me. Kaizi quickly muted his mic and said to me in astonishment, that's the most I've ever heard Campus Bell Lang say.
Old He nodded emphatically. No kidding, Campus Bell Lang is so aloof with other guys. What kind of dumb luck did you stumble into, huh? I calmly said, let's focus on the game.
Where should we drop?
G-port?
Old, he said, that's way too dangerous.
Don't forget Ice Queen is with us this time. You want her to get knocked out right after landing? Kaizi said, let's loot the outskirts instead. That way we can gear up properly.
In the past, I would have dropped directly at G-port or military base and gone on a rampage, way more fun.
But since I promised to carry Lang Ruoli this time, we needed to play it safe. I was about to change the skydiving location when Lang Ruoli asked in surprise, aren't we jumping at G-port anymore? I said, it's too dangerous.
If you're there, it's not dangerous at all.
Lang Ruoli blurted out.
My face instantly burned with heat, her sincere voice sending my heart racing. Old he and the others immediately started snickering with knowing oaths. Lang Ruoli also realized she'd spoken too bluntly.
Her face flushed pink as she said, let's drop at G Village then.
Don't worry about me, I'll protect myself properly and definitely won't hold you back.
Seeing how determined she was, I stopped hesitating too. Alright then, G Village it is. You can loot supplies from behind. Nodding with a smile, Lang Ruoli replied, got it. Old he and Kaizi exchanged bewildered glances, probably both thinking, is this really the Ice Queen?
The legendary campus beauty who was said to shun men and be as cold as frost had completely transformed into a soft, adorable girl in front of me. If not for her unmistakable voice, they would have suspected someone else was playing on her behalf. I took Lang Ruoli straight to G-port just as I'd planned. True to my expectations, G-port was swarming with players everywhere.
Old he panicked completely. Holy crap, why are there so many people here? Damn it, we're really gonna die the moment we land this time, Kai grumbled. I don't care if we become loot boxes ourselves, but what do we do about dragging Cold Beauty into this mess with us?
Chill out.
We'll just wipe them all out, I said calmly, accessing the system store to exchange my guts points for the Pro God skill. With this skill, I could perform god-tier maneuvers with perfect accuracy, rivaling professional gamers, so I wasn't the least bit worried.
Old he let out a sigh.
Don't start boasting just cause Cold Beauty's here. Yeah, your shots are usually on point, but can you handle being swarmed? How many times have you died on landing today? %.
I'm not bad at this game, otherwise I wouldn't have reached this rank. But I'm usually too reckless, always going to hotspots, and end up getting killed at crucial moments.
It's just bad luck. This time will definitely be different, I declared confidently, holding my head high.
I don't buy your crap. Old he wasn't buying it at all, feeling like he was about to be done for. Especially since he had just landed in the same room as an enemy, and the opponent had picked up a gun first.
Oh no, this is bad.
Just as Old he was gloomily waiting to bite the dust, I charged forward with a frying pan and beat the opponent into submission. Even with a gun, he was no match, ended up getting knocked out by my frying pan.
Mu Z, you're incredible. Old he was stunned.
I snorted, of course. I told you it was just luck earlier.
After looting the enemy's equipment, I found Lang Ruoli hiding behind crates in the warehouse.
I gave her most of the guns and ammo from my backpack.
Got a helmet? I asked. Not yet.
Here. I took off my own helmet and gave it to her along with the level 2 armor.
What about you? Lang Ruoli asked with concern.
Don't worry, I can't be killed that easily, I said confidently.
Seriously, with celestial tier skills like mine, why would I fear these small fries? Then be careful,
Lang Ruoli shyly reminded me.
Okay. Old he teased. What about me? What do I get?
I pursed my thin lips into a smirk, overthinking it.
Not a damn thing.
Prioritizing romance over friendship. I promised to rank her up, so I'll keep my word.
Besides, you're a girl, do you really need protecting? I retorted.
This shut Old he up completely. Right, Ice Queen was a girl, drop dead gorgeous and loaded, having just gifted such premium skins. Forget ranking her up, anyone would jump at the chance to treat her to dinner.
I said to Lang Ruoli, hide behind me. After I eliminate them, you can loot the bodies. Okay, Lang Ruoli nodded. I had Lang Ruoli hide in a corner first while I went to take out the enemies.
The area outside was fraught with danger, filled with the sound of gunfire. But unlike Hilao and Kaizi who kept dodging and hiding, I boldly leapt around on the metal crates. I thought I was done for, but I nimbly weaved through the hail of bullets. Although I took some hits and even my level 2 armor got shredded, my shots became increasingly precise with each successive kill. Even when I was out of health, I could still catch the enemy off guard with an unexpected attack. Cold like glass, loot the bodies, I said in a steady, resolute voice. Cold like glass emerged from the shadows to loot the corpses before quickly taking cover beside me. She handed over the level 3 helmet, level 3 armor, level 3 backpack, the Kar 98K sniper rifle, and multiple rounds of ammunition, giving me everything. Here you go, Cold like glass said with a smile. I said confusedly, you can just keep it. No, I looted these specifically for you. Only with the best gear can you lead our charge. If I take the best equipment and die first, I'll just drag the whole team down, Lang Ruoli explained methodically. I hadn't expected Lang Ruoli to be so insightful and forward-thinking. Then you've bet on the right person. We're gonna win this chicken dinner this time, I said with a smirk.
Chapter 20 thought it was a bronze player, turns out to be a king?
I calmly accepted everything Lang Ruoli bestowed upon me, and of course, I would never let her down in return. I drove the golden Maserati straight to the airdrop with Lang Ruoli, and just as she finished looting it, gunfire erupted.
Move out, I gave the order. Lang Ruoli quickly got into the car. As the driver, I was shot during the drive, and my health was dangerously low. Lang Ruoli was furious. How dare they shoot the guy she liked? She couldn't tolerate this. Watch out. Just as I was worrying about Lang Ruoli, a fierce barrage of gunfire erupted. Turned out she was wielding an AKM assault rifle, firing with terrifying precision. The enemy had only managed to land one shot on me, but now they faced Lang Ruoli's storm of bullets. She blasted them all to pieces. I was utterly shocked. I thought she was a bronze player, but turns out she's a king? Kaizi and Lauti were also stunned and exclaimed admiringly, "Cold Beauty, you're amazing." I nodded too and said, "Incredible." Lang Ruoli shyly replied, "Not really." "Alright, hurry and grab a medkit." Actually, Cold Ruoli must be overjoyed inside, feeling an intense happiness. Little did I know she'd practiced for so long in the beginner's arena just to play with me. When the car stopped, she jumped out and immediately gave me 20 health kits. I burst out laughing. Though I'm low on health right now, I don't need this many, just one would fully restore me. Cold Ruoli's face turned bright red instantly. "Then I'll keep storing them for you, you'll need them later." She began putting the health kits away again. Playing games with the girls, we naturally had an easy victory this round. We played several matches in a row and remained undefeated, still craving more even after the lights went out. When Little White Pigeon returned from his date and heard about our 10-game winning streak, he was stunned. And when he found out one of the players we faced was the campus Ice Queen, his jaw practically dropped. "What did you say? The Ice Queen? Stop joking, she never plays games." Little White Pigeon couldn't believe it. He'd heard Lang Ruoli had zero interest in gaming and had even mercilessly turned down guys who invited her before. But now everyone insisted the female player on the opposing team was indeed the Ice Queen. To him, it felt like some April Fool's prank. "Really now," I said with absolute conviction. At that moment, a crystal-clear voice came from across the way. "Hello, I'm Lang Ruoli." Xiao Beige was utterly stunned. It was unmistakably Lang Ruoli's voice, and she didn't seem as aloof as before. "What made you suddenly want to play games?" Xiao Beige was still astonished. "I want to pursue someone." With Lang Ruoli's declaration, everyone turned to look at me and started snickering. My face burned crimson as I fidgeted awkwardly, completely unprepared for her blunt confession. Though she didn't name names, since I was the only single person present, everyone naturally caught on. I pretended to be calm and said, "It's late, go to bed early. Good night." With that, I directly disbanded the group. Little White Dove panicked. "I haven't finished talking with the campus bellong yet." "Talk my foot, go the hell to sleep." I glared at him. The Little White Dove shook its head and said, "You're truly blessed with romantic fortune. During the day, summer, the campus belle pursues you, and at night, the icy campus beauty plays games with you. TSK. Are you trying to be like King Xian of Qi? Should I go tell Suya you're trying to play both sides?" "Stop, Musi, I admit I'm wrong. If you tell her, there's no way Suya would let me off easy. Look at how spineless you are." I'm off to brush my teeth and wash my face. Subconsciously, I headed to the bathroom to freshen up before crawling into bed. When I checked my phone, I found a WeChat message. Opening it, I saw it was from Lang Ruoli. "Thank you for playing games with me today. I had fun. Good night, sleep well. I instinctively recalled the scene where she avenged me in the game, and my lips curled up involuntarily. At this moment, Lang Ruoli held her phone, anxiously waiting for my message. After sending her text and receiving no reply for quite a while, she was dead tired but afraid of missing my response, so she forced herself to stay awake. Ding dong! A notification chimed from her phone. Lang Ruoli eagerly grabbed her device and saw my reply. "Good night." Unable to contain her joy, she smiled sweetly and rolled around on the bed, absolutely thrilled. Clutching the phone to her chest, she could feel her heart pounding wildly. The night deepened, giving way to the brilliance of the morning sun. As dewdrops slowly trickled down the leaves, a shout shattered the tranquility. "Look, the school bell Lang is standing downstairs at the boys' dorm with breakfast." This instantly stirred up excitement among the students. The boys, who had been sound asleep in their dorms, quickly rushed to their balconies to see. Sure enough, Lang Ruoli stood gracefully below, looking utterly captivating. She held a bag of hearty breakfast, clearly waiting for someone. Everyone erupted with excitement, buzzing with speculation. Who is Lang waiting for? Is she dating someone? I'm so jealous, I wish I could have breakfast from her. Her cheeks are even turning red from the cold. Who could be so careless as to make her wait outside like that? No way, is there really a guy who'd make the Ice Queen chase after him? Just then, someone said, could she be waiting for Jiang Mai? Weren't they spotted walking together before? But another quickly shot it down. Don't get your hopes up. There's no way it's Jiang Mai. Jiang Mai couldn't even win over Xia Shuewa. What makes you think he could catch the Ice Queen?
Whoever made her step out like this must have something extraordinary going for him.
Exactly. Didn't they already clarify that it was just a chance encounter? Lang Ruoli would never be waiting for Jiang Mai. Amid the chatter, Lang Ruoli, who had seemed indifferent until now, lit up as soon as she saw me. Jiang Mai.
Her cheerful call announced my arrival to the crowd. My gaze burned brightly as I stood tall in a simple white shirt, exuding an imposing presence. Everyone was astonished. The usually aloof ice queen of the campus now smiled radiantly. Her cheeks flushed crimson as she dashed to me without hesitation, holding up breakfast and beaming. "I brought you breakfast," she said sweetly, blinking playfully. "I hope you'll like it." Immediately, many guys grew jealous. I was utterly stunned, never expecting Lang Ruoli to bring me breakfast in front of everyone. I knew she liked me, but I hadn't imagined she'd be so bold. Yet I understood her. She treasured quiet solitude and never sought attention. For her to bring me breakfast in public like this, she must really, truly like me. This was the first time I'd ever received breakfast from a girl, much less from the most stunning beauty on campus.
My ears burned as I stammered, hey, I already ate, so you should have this instead."
Actually, I just grabbed some milk and bread upstairs to make do, never expecting she'd be waiting downstairs. When I tried to return the breakfast to her, it shocked everyone. They all thought I was the ultimate clueless straight guy. The whole group was exasperated at my hopelessness. Then the system notification appeared. "Congratulations, host, for rejecting the Ice Queen's breakfast.
Reward, 2 million yuan. Grit points plus 500. Keep up the good work. This system really surprises me. Feels like it's trying to set me up for eternal bachelorhood."
But refusing the breakfast was for the best. Hopefully she'll take the hint.
Right now I've really got no mind for romance. I just want to focus on studying hard and making money.
Lang Ruoli took the breakfast without shedding pitiful tears. Although she felt somewhat disappointed inside, she didn't give up on herself.
"Can I bring you breakfast again tomorrow?"
"If that doesn't work, we could always eat together in the cafeteria," she said, her deer-like clear eyes gazing at me with unwavering determination. Looking at her innocent face, I suddenly felt a pang of reluctance.
She hastily added, "Consider it payment for you teaching me how to play games, okay?"
Her voice brimmed with eager hope. As I hesitated over how to respond to Lang Ruoli's invitation, Little White Dove and Old He came downstairs.
They excitedly chimed in, yes, let's all have lunch together."
I glared at these two shoulder-hugging buddies, grumbling inwardly, how dare they agree on my behalf without asking me.
Little White Dove said with a grin, "What ill intentions could Cold Campus Belle possibly have? She just wants to have a meal with us. How can we refuse such kindness?"
Old He also nodded beside him. "Yeah, let's play the gentleman for once.
It's just a meal together. It's not like we'll lose a piece of flesh." After some thought, I realized outright refusal would be rather ungentlemanly. Plus, with so many people watching, I couldn't embarrass her. After all, she is a girl. "All right then," I replied helplessly. Lang Ruoli instantly blushed and said, "Then see you at noon." With that, she left with a smile. I glared at cheerful Old He and Little Dove and said irritably, "Why are you two even happier than I am?" Little Dove teased, "Muzi, you're really something. The school beauty Lang came to bring you breakfast first thing in the morning and even asked you out for lunch." Old He also chimed in teasingly, "Yeah, you're the pride of our dorm. Who knew bachelors would be so sought after these days? Never thought Ice Queen Lang would take a special liking to you." I pondered carefully. It truly is rare for a girl to be this forward, especially someone as popular as the aloof Lang Ruoli. Her coming to woo me must have required her to let go of many reservations. I could feel the envious gazes around us. In everyone's eyes, being pursued by the campus Ice Queen Lang was quite an enviable honor. Xiao Beige asked me curiously, "Muzi, do you actually have feelings for the Ice Queen Lang?" "I don't know," I answered truthfully. "Actually, I haven't fully adjusted yet, just got out of my last relationship, and I hadn't planned on jumping into another one so soon." Old He patted me on the shoulder and said, "Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just try spending time together first. Who knows, you might develop feelings after getting to know each other. Besides, the campus belle is gorgeous with a great figure. There's no harm in trying to understand," he added. "I don't want to remain stagnant." They make a valid point. Perhaps exploring new worlds could reveal different landscapes. With this thought, the weight in my heart lightened considerably. When my roommate and I went to class, room 306 erupted in chaos. Only Yuan's excited voice could be heard. "I heard Lang Ruoli brought Jiang my breakfast today." "Seriously?" The bespectacled girl widened her eyes in disbelief. She never expected Lang, the campus belle known for her reserve and aloofness, to make such a bold move. "Absolutely true. It's all over the campus forum. Jiang Mai has become an overnight legend. Every guy at school is green with envy." Yuan grew even more animated. "Rumor has it the Ice Queen even invited him to dinner." At that moment, a loud clang came from outside. Xia Shiran, who had just entered, dropped her phone on the floor. "Then did he agree?" Xia Shiran anxiously pressed. Yuan reflexively replied, "Of course he agreed. After all, it was the campus belle Lang Ruoli inviting him." Hearing this news, Xiao Shiran's heart shattered instantly.
She could never have imagined that I'd agreed to have dinner with Lang Ruoli. The bespectacled girl looked at the dejected Xiao Shiran and quickly encouraged her, eating together doesn't mean they're dating.
As long as they're not officially together, we still have a chance. Maybe he's deliberately trying to provoke you.
Upon hearing this, hope rekindled in Xiao Shiran's eyes.
That's right. She couldn't give up now.
If she let Lang Ruoli succeed, she would surely regret it. If she liked him, she should go all out. When classes ended at noon, there was a commotion outside. Soon someone excitedly came to inform me, "Hurry up, someone's looking for you outdoors."
Full of puzzlement, I wondered who could be waiting for me outside.
Subconsciously stepping out, I saw the exquisite-looking Lang Ruoli standing at the entrance, her bright eyes and pearly white teeth complementing her rosy lips. When she spotted me, her initially composed face blossomed into a smile.
"Jiang Mai, you're here," her sweet voice rang out. "What are you doing here?" I asked with a puzzled look. "Don't you remember?
We agreed to have lunch together," she reminded me. Suddenly it dawned on me, I'd nearly forgotten about our arrangement. Lang Ruoli took it quite seriously to have arrived so early in the morning.
"Alright, let's go,"
Lang Ruoli said to me with a smile. I nodded, went to the classroom to gather Xiao Bai and the others, and our group marched enthusiastically towards the cafeteria.
Lang Ruoli was noticeably more cheerful than usual.
Beaming, she said, "Order whatever you like, it's on me today." Xiao Bai pretended to be polite but immediately told the cafeteria lady without hesitation, "Auntie, I'll have the braised pork ribs, extra gravy please, and don't skimp on the portion." I'm really frustrated, this little white dove is truly hopeless.
"I'll cover the bill. I couldn't possibly let a girl pay."
But Lang Ruoli insisted firmly, "No way. I'm already thrilled that you agreed to have lunch with me today.
How could I let you treat me?"
As she spoke, she ordered piles of food from the canteen lady, 1 portion of salt and pepper chicken, please, also a stone pot tofu, preserved vegetable with braised pork, 3 delicacies meatball soup, steamed fish slices, stir-fried seasonal greens, and 1 more serving of meatballs, thank you.
After ordering, she handed me the menu with a smile and said, "This is for you." I was surprised. "Weren't you ordering for yourself?" "Of course not, I was ordering for you."
"Aren't these your favorites?" she said confidently.
I was astonished. I don't recall ever having a meal with her. How could she know these were my favorite dishes?
Lang Ruoli felt somewhat guilty, her little face flushing red. I guessed, after all these are popular dishes.
"Don't you like them?"
She stared at me nervously.
"No, I like them very much, too much."
These were all indeed my favorite dishes. She had my preferences completely figured out.
"That's good." She let out a sigh of relief.
In truth, she had been observing what I ate all along, memorizing all my favorites in her heart. I set the dish on the table and then fetched a plate for Lang Ruoli to avoid burning her hands. It was too hot for a girl to handle. Seeing me act so gentlemanly, her cheeks warmed, and she grew even more enchanted by me. Lang Ruoli sat across from me, her heart brimming with happiness. Though it wasn't a private meal between just the two of us, being face to face with someone she liked made her pulse race. Just as she was feeling shy and her heart fluttered wildly, a shadow fell over her.
"The cafeteria is too crowded, mind if I join you?" It was Xiao Shiran's voice. Lang Ruoli looked up and paled instantly at the sight of Xiao Shiran.
Clenching her chopsticks between her teeth, she clearly wasn't pleased by this interruption. The surrounding students grew excited as the school's icy beauty and the summer beauty faced off, both connected to me. This was clearly a case of the new flame versus the old love.
Everyone started chattering all at once. "Wow, Jiang Mai is so lucky. If it were me, I'd be hugging both of them right now."
Who was it that said the summer beauty ignored Jiang Mai, that he was just chasing after her unrequited, acting like a simp?
Didn't you see how she moved closer to him just now?
Clearly, she cares.
Exactly. After all, the summer beauty is Jiang Mai's fiancé, right? Now it's 2 beauties vying for 1 man?
So thrilling. I wish they were fighting over me. I was quite surprised to see Xiao Shiran appear, resorting to the same tactic of sharing a table again. My eyes turned cold as I decisively said, "There are plenty of seats nearby."
"There's no need to insist on sitting here. I don't want to dine with strangers."
This time, I won't give Xiao Shiran another chance, nor do I want any further involvement with her.
I utterly despise messy emotions that can't be cleanly severed. Lingering attachments are simply not my style.
Lang Ruoli's previously dull eyes instantly lit up when she saw me, with the corners of her mouth turning upward. The surrounding students wore expressions of disbelief, shocked that I had actually rejected the invitation from the school Belxia and even called her a stranger. You see, I used to have such a crush on Xiao Shiran back then. Naturally, everyone found this sudden change hard to believe.
Xiao Shiran's eyes instantly brimmed with tears.
She probably never expected me to be so heartless, showing her no face in front of everyone. She swallowed her pride to invite me, only to be met with my cold rejection. Yet, somewhat spinelessly, she forced herself to sit down. But when she saw the mocking glances from others nearby and noticed Lang Ruoli seated right in front of her, her heart shattered.
She immediately ran off.
Little White Dove and the others were utterly amazed, saying I had backbone, remained unshaken in the face of temptation, that I could even reject the olive branch offered by the campus belle Xia and had brought honor to men. Back in the day, I went through so much hardship chasing Xia, the campus belle. Now, truly, what goes around comes around. By the time the meal ended, I walked away under everyone's envious gazes. Back in the dorm, a group of boys swarmed around me. My glorious victory had already spread. They bombarded me with questions, their eyes brimming with admiration. How did you meet cold beauty Xia? Rumor has it she's pursuing you, is that true? You're amazing. The hottest guy from the neighboring department chased the ice queen for ages with no luck, yet she's got eyes only for you. I was blind before, thinking you were just a simp, turns out you were holding all the cards. Now both the Ice Queen and the Summer Belle are fighting over you, making us men proud. When are you publishing a book on how to woo two goddesses? Which one are you more into? There's this girl I like, please teach me your ways to win her over. These guys who used to look down on me are now groveling, convinced I can help them. They're showering me with gaming consoles and snacks to bribe me. Looking at these boys desperate for dating knowledge, I can't help but laugh and cry. How did I suddenly become a love guru overnight? My reputation has done a complete turnaround. I played it cool and said, it can only be sensed, not explained. Someone eagerly asked, if I copy your 99 marriage proposals, will Goddess Xia notice me? Only to get instantly knocked down. You think everyone's like Brother Jiang? Looks matter. Brother Jiang is handsome, charming, and smooth with girls. He's got two goddesses wrapped around his finger. Everyone nodded in agreement because frankly, they knew I was telling the truth. I may not be the school heartthrob, but I'm definitely a handsome guy. Plenty of girls have secretly had crushes on me before, though I never gave them a second glance. Of course, good looks alone weren't enough to win over the two campus goddesses. Even the heartthrob from the neighboring school failed to catch their attention. My roommate Lao He and the others were stunned when they saw our dorm packed to the brim. Suddenly I became the hottest commodity, even more popular than the campus belles, with a flock of followers treating me like a love guru. It took me forever to finally get rid of them. Little White Dove munched happily on the snacks the guys had used to bribe me, saying, Musy, you're really something now, having two school flowers fight over you, with all the guys treating you like a dating textbook. You're quite the big shot. Lao He nodded in agreement. Yeah, these snacks will last us half a year. Not even my roommate saw this coming, and neither did I. But I didn't let it bother me, and started packing my suitcase for the high-speed train ride back to my hometown. I sent all the cars rewarded by the system for servicing. Driving a luxury car back home would be too ostentatious, so I figured I'd ease my family into it first and drive back some other time. As I was about to hail a cab at the entrance, I heard a sharp beep. A white Maserati sports car pulled up in front of me. Lang Ruoli said softly, "Get in. I'll drive you." I looked up to see her snow-white skin glowing softly under the sunlight, her bright eyes and radiant smile a stark contrast to the icy demeanor she was rumored to have. The other students were stunned. For the campus goddess to take the initiative to drive someone and smile so sweetly was nothing short of a miracle. I declined, saying, "No need, I'll just take a taxi." Lang Ruoli's eyelashes drooped slightly, looking somewhat dejected. "Are you really that unwilling to ride in my car? Taxis are hard to get here, and being late would be troublesome." Seeing her disappointed expression, I stopped being coy, opened the car door, and fastened my seatbelt, saying, "Then take me to the high-speed rail station. I have to attend my cousin's wedding tomorrow." Her eyes lit up, her mood visibly improving as she said, "All right, I'll drive you, and I promise we'll get there quickly." She drove off with me in the car, attracting countless envious gazes along the way. A luxury car and a beautiful woman, things countless people dream of, yet I obtained them effortlessly. While driving, Lang Ruoli said, "High-speed trains are too crowded. From now on, just tell me where you're going. You can take my private jet, or if that's inconvenient, my helicopter works too." Hearing this, I thought, wow, this Chable heiress is truly extravagant. She actually has a private jet and helicopter. I quickly replied, "No need, the high-speed train goes direct, and it's not crowded outside holidays." She said sincerely, "It's fine, my private jet just sits idle otherwise, and the pilots still come to work anyway. Plus, you'd really be helping me solve a big problem." I still refused, "Really, no need, but thank you for your kindness." At the high-speed rail station, she pulled out the car key and pressed it into my hand, saying, "Here, this is for you." I was utterly stunned. "What?" She explained, "Since you don't take private jets or helicopters, driving would be more convenient for you. Just accept it. Consider it as making up for the birthday gifts I didn't give you in the past. This way, I haven't missed any of your birthdays." Her charming smile was enchanting, but my mind was in turmoil. This sports car was worth tens of millions on the market, and she was giving it to me so casually. Wasn't this an open invitation for me to be a kept man? I returned the car key to her hand and said, "I'm sorry, but I can't accept this gift. You didn't give me birthday presents, and I never gave you any either." Lang Ruoli's cheeks flushed pink as she murmured, "I wouldn't mind if you wanted to give it to me." I knew she wanted a gift from me, preferably accompanied by my presence at her upcoming birthday celebration. Not just her birthday,
but every holiday thereafter she envisioned me by her side, even fantasizing about future wedding anniversaries we might share. At these thoughts, Lang Ruoli's shy expression floated vividly before my eyes. Really? It's not necessary. I can buy the car myself. Thank you for the thought, but it's getting late, I should get going. I offered Lang Ruoli a faint smile before reaching for my luggage to depart for the high-speed rail station. At this moment, the system notification appeared, "Congratulations, host. By refusing Lang Ruoli's luxury car offer, your integrity points have increased by 30. You've gained 1 million RMB. I was quite satisfied with this outcome. Just as I was rushing to catch the high-speed train, I suddenly heard hurried footsteps behind me, followed by a voice shouting, "Wait." I turned sharply to see a girl like a gust of wind charging toward me. Unable to stop in time, she crashed headfirst into my chest. Instinctively, I reached out to catch her, and the soft sensation made my ears burn red in an instant. I could distinctly feel her full curves trembling against my chest, and impossible to ignore contact that made my breath hitch. In that fleeting moment, I swallowed hard. Her petite body nestled in my arms, the faint scent of peaches wafting past my nose tightened my throat, and I found myself sinking into the moment. I'm sorry. Lang Ruoli hadn't expected to fall into my arms like this. Now my scent filled her nose, and she seemed rather pleased, her lips unconsciously curving into a smile. Her entire body radiated heat as she secretly glanced up at me, mesmerized by my face, her cheeks growing even redder. What's wrong? I awkwardly released Lang Ruoli, though the burning warmth of holding her still lingered in my palms. Here. For you. Gathering her courage, Lang Ruoli pulled out a pink envelope from her pocket and handed it to me. I knew she had previously written me 99 love letters, one for every time I proposed to Xiaoxiran. This was her 100th. I'd heard she stayed up several nights to pour her heart into it, determined to express her feelings for me completely. I stared at the pink envelope, my heartbeat suddenly quickening. I'm no fool, of course I knew what was inside. I'd even written dozens of love letters to Xiaoxiran before, roughly one every week. But I truly never expected to receive a love letter from Lang Ruoli. With her delicate oval face bowed shyly, she didn't dare look at me, her voice brimming with joy and excitement. You absolutely must read it. And also, I'll be waiting for you to come back. After saying this, she handed the love letter to me and ran off, probably too embarrassed to see my reaction while reading it. Watching the girl's retreating figure as she ran away, it felt like I was dreaming. The pink love letter still carried Lang Ruoli's unique fragrance, and in that moment, the letter suddenly felt heavy in my hands. At this moment, the system began to notify, "Congratulations, host. You have successfully checked in on the high-speed train. You have now received 1 million RMB. Congratulations, host, for checking in on the high-speed train for 10 minutes. You are rewarded with 200,000 RMB. Congratulations, host. You have checked in on the high-speed train for half an hour, and you are rewarded with 500,000 renminbi." After waiting for half an hour, I boarded the high-speed train with the bustling crowd. Seated in my spot, I unfolded the love letter, my heart pounding as I read it. At that moment, it was as if I saw my foolish former self utterly and hopelessly infatuated with Xiaoxiran. The letter read, "May I ask you a silly question? What should I do if I fall for you? I don't want to confuse you, I just want you to know that no matter the shifting skies or changing tides, I'll always keep loving you. Many people like you, one less won't matter, but the ones I like are few, having just you is enough." Her handwriting was elegant and upright, a perfect reflection of her character. Between those lines, I could deeply sense the sweet infatuation and affection of a love-struck maiden. One reading wasn't enough, I found myself going over those words again and again. At the very end, I discovered a sketch behind the love letter, depicting me playing basketball. My sharp, piercing eyes, resolute expression, and my muscular frame clad in the number 8 jersey as I spiked the ball on the court, sweat dripping from my hair, all rendered with delicate realism, capturing every nuance of the moment. I couldn't help giggling foolishly. This idiot, when did he secretly draw this? I hadn't noticed at all. After reading it, a smile crept onto my lips as I carefully folded the love letter and slipped it into my bag before gazing out the window. The sky was blue, the clouds were white, and my heart felt equally bright. My hometown, City A, isn't far from here, just an hour away by high-speed rail. Out of boredom, I decided to try my luck with 5 consecutive draws using 1,000 courage points, spending 200 per attempt. I hit the jackpot 4 times, which wasn't bad at all. Congratulations, host. You've drawn a charm buff of 20 points, handsome as ever, girls at your fingertips. Congratulations, host. You've gained 30 points in combat strength, unrivaled across the land. Congratulations, host. You've won a Rolex watch, which has now been placed in your backpack. Congratulations, host. You've obtained a 2-day European Emperor experience voucher. I was particularly curious about this lucky European Emperor experience ticket and found out that for the next 2 days, my luck would be incredibly good, winning every bet, hitting every prize draw, truly becoming a genuine golden koi. Such amazing fortune, what a delightful twist.
I opened my backpack, and inside was indeed the latest Rolex watch. Wearing it on my wrist felt exceptionally dashing, perfectly suited for me. I couldn't tear myself away from it, so I never took it off. Arriving in City A, as soon as I stepped out of the high-speed rail station, I spotted my plainly dressed parents from afar. Their skin was sun-darkened, yet their expressions radiated simple honesty. Both factory workers, they had sacrificed everything to raise me. Seeing them so modestly clothed, I knew they must have scrimped and saved tirelessly in daily life. With the divine Tycoon system now mine, I was determined to ensure my parents would live a life of comfort. Right then and there, I decided to buy extra meat for dinner to treat the family to something special. Little did I know, everything that followed would completely defy my expectations.